I got bad news for you tonight. For those of you who are unaware, every female has had a freak off, and the Daphne Joy Diddy leaked video is a big reminder of that.
What? Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
No, I'm not overstating it. No, I'm not being hyperbolic. There are those of you who accept it and understand it, and then there are those of you who are living in denial. I gotta tell you right now, let me just go ahead and say something. This is not gonna be the usual video that you all see from me here. Fellas, I can't name for you how many, I've been on social media now for 20 years. I can't name for you how many fellas I have seen who I'm watching them, they're married already or getting married to a chick that I know is in 4K.
Oh, please.
I see so many fellas today, I mean big cheese, and I look up and down the timeline when I see somebody talking about they getting married, and I'm like, oh boy, does he know what the hell he getting. It used to be the exception, or at least we used to tell ourselves it was the exception 30, 40 years ago, back before you had social media and before a female's rep could be known by people. Today, I mean, I want to do it. For the fellas who are in here right now, there's a bunch of you who've seen that. For those of you who have, you can just post the camera emoji. For you fellas who know, there's a fella out there that you see him on your timeline even now. He's getting married to a chick. She was in your DMs just 3 months ago, and now talking about they're engaged. Damn! There's some simple Simon out there who just goes along with it, doesn't even understand it. There's a whole bunch of fellas out here, if your chick has been or is in a sorority.
Damn!
Oh, I'm going to be hurting some feelings tonight. If your chick is or has been in a sorority, I hate to break the bad news to you, my dude, but understand something. She been over there to the frat boys, and the frat boys done flip-flopped it, strung it over, strung it out, and it's a wrap. She is on video somewhere, serving deeds is what she is. Oh, I know there's gonna be a bunch of little pansy boys in their damn panties, upset as hell. Why you got to? Why is we talking about this? Can we talk about something else? Why is you discussing this? This is bottom of the barrel material. Yes, a fella out there right now, you know what you got, and you know you was last in line. You're with her after all the STDs. What? After all the abortions. Damn. After all of the sex videos.
Damn!
And Daphne Joy is just another reminder of that to you here. You see, you got to understand, 50 Cent was sprung. I mean, it is what it is. 50 Cent saw her, he looked at it, he figured, man, I got some light-skinned goodness for a change. She looks pretty cool, and you grab some chick who's in the industry or on the periphery of the industry, and she know what she's looking for. She knows the fellow he looks like he gonna settle down with her. That's the one she's looking for, is the dude who gives her the look like he don't understand. He wants to go settle down with her. She can look at him and tell, oh boy, he thinks he's gonna make a housewife out of me. And that's what it's gonna be. So yeah, he was ready, dude. I mean, he was cheesing. It was big. He was ready. He said, here, had his kid. She gonna be mine, all mine. And he found out, I'll be damned, she belongs to the game. Well, she's not the only one. She's one among many. She's one among many. And now, when the truth comes out, well, now it reveals why 50 Cent has been so angry with Diddy all this time. Why you angry with Diddy? She's the one who did it.
And deal with it.
Why are we upset with Diddy? She's the one who did it. We're blaming Diddy for closing the deal when, bruh, she's the one who did it. She belonged to the game. If fellas want to believe they're better than that, that's a personal mistake. We're going to blame other dudes because he wasn't going to live with the delusion? Okay. Well, the video was out there. I can't show any of it. I know a bunch of y'all are already seen it. Daphne Nicole was in one room and another. She was there with porn stars. She was going back to the porn dude and told him, get on up, we're going to do it again. This wasn't no situation. Old Diddy just sitting back spectating. Daphne Joy told the fella, hey, I hope you don't think you done yet. Oh, she was more than a consenting adult. She was a demanding adult. But that's the way it is. That's how it was with Cassie and with all the rest of them. And with your chick, fella. What? There's a bunch of fellas in here right now. Your chick ain't giving you sex but once or twice a month. And there is a dude from her past who she was insatiable. He didn't have to ask for nothing. He didn't have to request nothing. She was banging on the door. Hey, open up. Hey, let me in. She's out there in the parking lot. She's sending him text messages. When you gonna come on over here and give me the figure 4? You ain't never had a text message like that. She's never sent you a message like that. She asked when you was coming to town. She didn't ask when you was gonna be doing the frog splash off the top rope. She didn't say that to you. She said, hey, when you gonna come see me? She didn't say, hey, nigga, when you gonna come over here and I mean break it? Okay, you haven't gotten that text message. But there's a fella in her past who she did. There's a fella in her past who she did. And you ain't never seen that one before. And if you ever see that, when you see that one, it's gonna break your psyche. When you see that message, something you ain't never seen before with her offering something she's never offered you before, and you sitting up paying bills, you taking care of kids who ain't yours, you sitting up here buying houses and cars, this other fella didn't have to do nothing, including buy a plane ticket. Meanwhile, you done put out the spread and made a life for this chick and put her on your insurance, and she ain't did half for you what she did for him. But you've got plausible deniability and you can live in denial just so long as nobody shows your chick giving it up in 4K. You see, back in the old days, do y'all realize how many chicks there are out there who are still trying to hide their footage from the 1990s?
Nigga, what?
Females from the 1990s suing so that you don't put their faces out from Freaknik. They didn't want folks to put out that documentary from Freaknik because they didn't want folks to see how they was giving it up. That was decades ago when these chicks had gone off, they got their little degrees, they found some sorry sad sack in the church somewhere to marry her whole ass, and she's trying to hold on for dear life because she knows she is only one still image away from losing it all. There are women who are listening to me live right now who are living in mortal fear that one of these days, one of them dudes who was sitting there with cameras rolling is gonna let the footage drop. There's a whole bunch of chicks right now. You've been sitting up here playing like you born again, like you're saved, like you're wholesome, like you're Miss Polly Purebred, and you are living in mortal fear that one day the footage is gonna drop. That one day you gonna wake up and everybody's gonna be like, is it you? Damn, girl. Daphne Joy is just patient zero. Far from the only one. I mean, she was like, hey, if I can get out the game clean, there's a sucker out here who's gonna let it go ahead and go. There's a sucker out here who's gonna let it drop. There's a sucker out here who can overlook it. There's going to be a fella out here who's going to sit up here and offer up his whole life. And, oh man, can you go ahead and do that there? And I'm just here to tell the fellas today, most of these chicks out here today, most, not some, not half, most. Most of the guys listening here tonight, right now, you are telling yourself that your chick ain't her. She would never do that. She's too quiet. She doesn't even like social media, Jason. Why the hell you think she stays off social media? Why do you think she stays off social media, dude? Why do you think she's so quiet? Are you fellas still falling for the, quote, quiet chick thing? Are you still falling for that? I guess it's a bunch of new fruit booty mama's boys. You're still falling for the, my chick is quiet. She ain't even on social media like that. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? So Daphne Joy is realizing that the damn game is up. So she released this statement. She said, everybody plays the fool sometime. Did she have to quote songs here? Everybody plays the fool sometime. And I've been the biggest fool. I just wanted my man at the time to be happy and satisfied. I wanted to fulfill all his desires, even if that meant breaking my own boundaries.
Damn!
Fellas, your chick does not love you if she is not breaking every rule that she tells you that she's got.
And deal with it, nigga.
If your chick is telling you no, if she's telling you about what she won't do, if she's telling you about what she don't do, nigga, she's lying to you. She does not love you. She's here to use you. She's here to get over on you. But if a female is not breaking every rule, violating every vow, busting through every boundary, if she isn't doing it with a smile on her face, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, you falling for lies. She does not love you. That's just the truth. Every female in here will tell you that if she tells you the truth. Dude, if she's telling you what she won't do, what she means is, I won't do that for you. Women don't have boundaries for the man that they desire. They don't have boundaries for him. Boundaries are for the guys that she knows either have an expiration date or she's not fully into you, so you don't get every part of her. She doesn't want every part of you, so you don't get every part of her. You don't get the Freakoff. You don't get the XXX. You don't get any of that. On account of the fact that she's like, this is a transaction. I'm doing you a favor just being here. I'm only 60% into you. When I was with Diddy, I was 100% into him. Anything he named, I was down for it. So notice the ladies in here done got quiet. That's because they know it's the truth. Women don't have boundaries for the man that they desire. They don't have boundaries for him. They don't have boundaries. They don't have limits. They are there to break their boundaries, break their limits, because she wants to show him that she is all the way in for him. When she's got boundaries and limits, she's telling you, I'm not all the way in for you. This is why every fella in here, the biggest advice I can give you is test her boundaries and test her limits. When she starts telling you what her boundaries and limits are, she's telling you, I'm not into you like that. And that's for real. That's for real, because if she really desires you, she wants to be everywhere you at. She wants to do everything you're doing. She wants to be a part of everything that you're a part of. When she starts telling you about what she doesn't want to be a part of, what she doesn't want you to do, what she doesn't want to be doing with you, she's telling you, yeah, bro, I ain't into you like that. And if you check through her past, there is a fella that she was. And what she's showing you is that, yeah, I couldn't control him, though. He didn't stick with me, though. So I promised myself the next sad sack sucker I got, I'm going to be the one in charge, and I'm going to be telling him what I ain't going to do. I am never going to open myself up to another man like that. Now, she's going to put you on the hook for 5 times as much debt, liability, obligation, misery. She's going to hand you the bill, but then she's going to tell you what she ain't going to do. So my biggest piece of advice to fellas in here is, if you think your chick is really into you, start testing her for doing things. And see how quickly she runs to it. See if she just readily runs to it, or see if you have to argue and negotiate and, quote, talk her into it. If she is really into you, you ain't gonna talk her into nothing. Anything you say, she's like, yep, here we go. You want her to work on the car? She's like, how soon? You want to have a threesome? What? She's not arguing. I'm just gonna stop it there. There's a bunch of fellas in here right now. By the way, that one was a big one. Let me go ahead and jump on that one right quick. That one's a big one. There's a bunch of fellas in here right now. Yo chick has got you thinking the word threesome is a dirty word. And I guarantee you there is a fella that she was jumping with alacrity because he wanted that. You saying it, now she's like, oh, I don't do that. I want to remind the fellas in here that this chicks will tell you that when you want to get married, she's offering to be your everything. Fellas, you need to test the truthfulness of that statement before you walk down the aisle, stupid. When she tells you, I'm going to be your everything, test that out and just tell her, oh, great, because I like threesomes. And then see what she says to that. Or something else. Find something else that she objects to. Oh, what did she just tell you? I don't want to be your everything. No. I want to get your everything. I don't want to be your everything. I'm scaring a lot of fellas right now. There's a bunch of married dudes right now punching the air, mad as hell, throwing their phone, cursing at me. You need to be cursing at that broad you with, because you know I'm telling the truth. Yeah, she told you she would be your everything. Now that she's got you under lock and key and on pen and paper, now, she's like, well, actually, it's just most everything, but not everything. So, fellas, if your chick has boundaries of any kind, if your chick loves you, man, she's breaking every law, breaking every rule. She's Bonnie and Clyde. She's changing religions. She's changing cities. She's changing her name. She ain't talking to her family. That's what happens when she's found the man. Most men have never experienced that. By most, I mean 90%. 90% of men have never experienced that. They don't know what that's like. They're just believing whatever she tells you. Well, Jason, she said she don't do that. Let her talk to me for a little bit. I'll quiz her about her past, and then you'll find out, I'll be damned, she has done it. I didn't like that. You liked it when you were doing it with Diddy. She goes on to say, it's still so painful for me to process the harsh reality and truth of that relationship. But as time passes and in my quiet moments, I realize that it was far from love. Man, we got you on video. You was happy as hell doing that, just like Cassie. When they had access to Diddy, everything was fine. Things didn't work out with Diddy, and all of a sudden, I thought I was in love, but it's only now that you saw me getting freaked off and bust down on this video. Oh, now it wasn't love. It was love when I was with him. Not only was it love, it was complete and total surrender when I was with him. But now that we're not together anymore, I now realize that wasn't really love. The recent leak was a tape I never consented to being filmed on. The man was sitting there in her damn face with it rolling. Now she talking crazy. I was blackmailed by the person in the video and was threatened that if I didn't give him the lump sum money that they would leak it on the web. Well, this the era we in. We in the damn extortion era. Cassie extorted Diddy. We are in the extortion era. This is where we at today, ladies. You know, are y'all sure y'all don't want to stop that? Because this is where it's going next. The extortion era. The media outlet called me one day and said they had the tape and asked if I had any comment before the release. Damn! It was the first time I ever fainted in my life.
Lie.
No, you was catching the vapors with old boy in that video. Damn! Okay, not the first time though. You was catching the vapors up in there, so. Once the media company understood the tape they purchased was revenge porn and extortion scheme, they backed off from broadcasting it. I know they're probably reading this, and I want to say thank you for doing the right thing, even though years later it's come back to haunt me again. Oh well, there goes that. It took me all day to find the courage to rewatch my abuse. Back in the day, I'm sure you had it on rewind, baby, because Diddy was sitting there with replaying it like Vimeo. What kind of garbage is this? Having to watch this was triggering and painful because only I knew the inner turmoil and pressures I felt in those moments. Oh, we know the pressure you was feeling. We saw old boy giving you the pressure, and we saw you giving him the pressure right back. By the way, he was applying the pressure to you, and you was applying the pressure right back, by the way. Now, all of a sudden, it was so terrible and traumatic. It wasn't traumatic on that damn video. You was having a ball. You was having the time of your life. Like you did every weekend. Now that she wants to get back in a polite society, all of a sudden, I didn't like none of that. Seeing myself I was not and was never in my right mind throughout the entirety of that relationship. Auntie, chill! Y'all see this? I was not and was never in my right mind throughout the entirety of that relationship. Fellas, this is what you guys listening to me. There's a lot of males listening to me right now. This is what you're going to be told. There are fellas in here that right now, your chick, when some random dude at Walmart wants to check you and check her and say, yeah, bruh, you don't know what your bro's about. Sauce Walker is going crazy right now because Drake is making songs about what your woman's like naked. Damn! Sauce Walker is going through it right now because his baby mama, Drake, is writing songs about what the hell your chick done been through and what he's been doing with her, and you know he's got proof of it. You can't lie about it. Let me tell you, that breaks a man's psyche. How the hell do you sit next to a chick knowing she been to the Freakoff, knowing she done had fellas breaking it down, knowing that she got a fella that she wanted him to have pictures and video. She wanted him to have the whole damn 9 yards because she wanted him to know she was all in. How that breaks your psyche, fella. Knowing that you're not that dude. That breaks your psyche, man. That breaks your heart. That breaks you down. You sitting there trying to make permanent commitments, and there's another fella got your chick back when she was younger and cuter. and he was up in there playing Steven Spielberg. And he can watch your broad anytime naked he wants to for the rest of his damn life. For the rest of his life. You and him, he can tell you every dimple and every mole for the rest of your life. All you got is a damn mortgage payment. All right. And she's going to come back telling you that she wasn't in her right mind while she was with that dude. Now that she got to come up with a reason, is I wasn't in my right mind the whole time. Seeing myself so lost is excruciating. She wasn't lost. She knew her way around his... What? She knew her way around the room, y'all. We watched the whole damn... She knew her way around the room. This is an insult to your intelligence, but there's a bunch of fellas right now gonna be going for it. There's a bunch of fellas right now gonna be going for it. Some of you listening right now, you've had to have this conversation. You've had to have this conversation. There's somewhere out there. Her booty cheeks gonna be jiggling forevermore. She done had the freak off, the freak in. This dude here, she would do anything to be in his presence, anything to keep his attention. And you ain't never had it like that. I just want to hold that girl in that room and get her out of there. You had years to do that, ma'am. You were right where you wanted to be. And tell her that wasn't love and she didn't need to do this for love, baby. You was doing it for love. You was doing it for lust. You were doing it for the whole damn 9 yards. Take a look at how they talk now. Now they're all born again. Now they see things differently. You don't go from Diddy to 50 or from 50 to Diddy and you don't know what the hell you doing. My heart is breaking as I type this. You know what? At least I respect Cardi B. Cardi B would never talk like this.
And deal with it, nigga.
I can respect Cardi B. Cardi B would never talk like this. You can't shame Cardi B about hoe behavior. Cardi B would never run from it. At least Cardi B would not insult a man's intelligence and sit up here and lie. Cardi B would just own her stuff. These chicks don't own nothing, no, because they hoping to get the last ticket for the last train out. So they talk to you crazy. I wish so many things were different, but I can't take back the hands of time. Ain't that a great song? I can only continue to move forward and slowly learn to love and trust myself again. She's talking about learning to love and trust herself. Not him, herself. Again. I want to love and protect myself. So much that I'll never come across such a harmful environment again. It wasn't harmful when she was in there getting flip-flopped and putting the camel clutch. It wasn't harmful then. This is the first time that I have ever felt a part of my own body and that my body belongs to me. Maybe it belonged to the game before now, but okay. I am precious. I am special. I am worth. Y'all, is she quoting Gone with the Wind?
Damn!
This I promise to hold true in my heart for the woman I am becoming and for the woman I once lost. Fellas, and this is what it is right here. This is what it is right here. I'm just going to give this a reminder to the fellas out there, dudes. Every chick done had a freak off.
And deal with it, nigga.
It's the year 2026. There are more millionaires and billionaires in America and on planet Earth than at any other time in human history. The average 6 in college, not a 10, not an 8, the average 6, the average college student, the average female college student has been flued out. The average female college student has been on an airplane going to a place she ain't never been before. I've told you all, the average female college student has spent the weekend with a 7-figure dude who paid for her to fly out, a 7-figure dude who slid into the DMs, offered her an airline ticket with no questions asked. Shout out Abba. What? And all she had to do was just sign her name, and that's it, baby. He'll take care of the rest. 5-star hotels, restaurants, the whole 9 yards. You've never had a world like this before. Back in the 90s, females didn't have a way to do that. She had to leave the whole city she was in and go to college somewhere else. Today, the men come to you. Shannon Sharp is showing up in everybody's DMs. All your rappers are showing up in random chicks' DMs. If they don't show up, Drake gonna show up. What? These females have never had more 7-figure men popping up in their DMs just at random. And especially the ones in college. These chicks in college, these old middle-aged and retired men are showing up. I mean, they're throwing everything. They're throwing credit cards, cars, trips, the whole damn 9 yards. She doesn't even have to be an Instagram model. She doesn't even have to be that fly. These guys are just trying to scoop up everything like a vacuum cleaner. So to the fellas out here telling yourselves, well, my chick ain't a booty model. My chick hasn't been in a strip club. My chick doesn't hang out like that. Dude, they're carpet bombing out here. They're throwing offers at everyone. Every single one of these chicks either has a story like this or knows somebody with a story like that. There is no getting around it or getting away from it. Truth be told, in some of these places, they trying to grab them in high school. So by the time they get to college, bruh, she's had a bunch of offers. Now, I'm just the guy telling you, hey, if you want to be delusional and if you want to pretend to yourself that that's not really what's going on, okay, go ahead and lie to yourself. But go talk to some of these young fellas at the colleges. They will tell you what's happening with the girls there. When she comes and talks to you, she's going to deny it. Why don't you go talk to some of these young fellas while you're trying to talk to the girls? Why don't you talk to some of these young fellas and find out what's happening on that campus? This is not random. Why do you think there are so many females out here that she's a 6 or a 4 and she thinks that she's supposed to be riding in a Bentley and she's a damn 4? Why do you think that is? In the chat room, you're in there dry snitching on yourself.
And deal with it, nigga.
Any chick talking about what she hasn't done, I'm just gonna say, okay, fellas, believe that if you want to. Believe that if you want to. There's a fella out there, they got a false flag for him, so I would never do that. Okay. It's 2026. If you silly enough to think that they won't do it. If you're silly enough to think they ain't kissed a girl, if you're silly enough to think that they ain't been in a room with other folks naked, if you're silly enough to think that she hadn't gotten drunk and then woke up the next morning with her drawers around her ankles, okay, if you want to believe that, hey, believe anything you want to believe. You tell yourself anything you want to tell yourself. For the fellas out here who want to do their due diligence, you gonna hear some things. For the fellas who do their due diligence, you've already divorced yourself from some of those fantasy notions. If she has been to a HBCU, 90% chance, hey, dude, she been flued out, flued over, and flued in. 90% chance, dude. That's like an initiation. It's like an initiation. If your chick is a nurse. What? If your chick has been in the military.
Damn!
If your chick has worked on the airline or food service.
Nigga, please.
Tell yourself anything you want to. If she's been to a HBCU. Hell, if she's been in a college dorm. Tell yourself anything you want to. I'm just telling you the truth. You are more than open and welcome to deny it and ignore it. Okay, it's not going to change the truth. Yeah, I mean, if they've been to any of the college parties or whatever, hey, bro, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know where she been. You know what she did. She's just hoping that the footage don't never drop. She's just hoping that the truth doesn't ever come out and the footage doesn't ever drop, because she needs to find one last sucker who's walking around with rose-colored glasses on, who is willing to give up everything he got. And men who are about something don't give up everything they got for a chick who's been passed around. They don't do that. They don't give up everything they got so another dude can sit up here and pull your trump card and tell you about how they broke your chick down. If you're going to be giving her your best, you can't really do that in confidence if you don't feel like she's giving you her best. If she gave her best and her most to somebody else, how the hell is it that you're going to give her your best and your most? She is giving her best and her most. She gave that to a fella 7-8 years before she met you. Now she's coming to you talking about what you have to permanently give up. She already gave the Freakoff to Diddy. She already gave the Freakoff to 50. She already gave the Freakoff to NWA and the Wet n Wild Party. She already did that. She already been to Tory Lane's house. Then she's coming to you, Klay Thompson, talking about you need to make a commitment. We need to talk about the future. Now, she didn't require the future from Tory Lane's. She didn't require the future from Chris Brown. She didn't require the future from Future. Ain't that right, Ciara? See, they didn't make those requirements of those dudes if that was really the core of her character, if that's who she really was at heart. Why is it that when she met Future, she didn't demand any of that from him? She said, hey, nigga, whatever you want, we rolling with it, I'll take the baby, whatever. She didn't demand any of that from him. So how is it that she didn't demand it from him? She rolls up on you and tells you, here is my new list. My new list of approved rules and regulations and requirements. So, okay, here on page 375. Let me see. Okay. Yes. Here are my new rules here and requirements. Now, when she was rolling around with Future, she didn't have none of that. Isn't it amazing that once she gets done having her fun with him, she comes to you with all the baggage, all the bills, all the problems, and she's not telling you that you can have everything Future had, plus she doesn't tell you that. She tells you, you can have most of what Future had. You're going to give her everything Future gave her and a bunch more. But she's telling you from the jump, she is never going to give you as much as she gave Future. And you sitting up here skipping down the aisle. She's done had the Future Freakoff. She's done had all of that. fellas in here need to stop believing women's sob stories and listen with an objective ear so that you can hear things. If that chick spent 2 or 3 years with a nigga that wasn't working, she liked that. She's only coming to you because she wasn't able to maintain that. Well, it's like, okay, but let me find out what you gave him. Because if I'm worth more than him, I should get everything he got plus anything he didn't get. On account of the fact I'm supposed to be worth more and I'm giving more, well, then I should be getting everything he got plus something, right? So I'm just here to let the fellas here know tonight, man. I know it's a hard pill to swallow and it's tough to hear. And I get that and I understand. I get that and I understand because you done had your heart set on it. You've had your heart set on it and you wanted to believe you found the one. Boy, don't we make a cute couple here if I can just keep her honest enough. And I'm just saying, hey, let's just cut out the bull jive. Let's just take the damn camouflage cover off. To all the fellas in here who have to find out every damn thing the hard way. Man, ain't no damn good girls out here.
And deal with it, nigga.
Who the hell you fooling, dude? Ain't no good girls out here, man. Ain't no purebreds out here. What are you talking about? Not unless you catch them young. I mean, if you catch them in their early 20s, you might find one. But, dude, if she's over the age of 28, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. You just sit here and lie to yourself, man. Ain't no good girls out here. Ain't no poly purebreds. The chick who's coming to you giving that talk, that's her revised script. That's the script that she has written up after she been slummed through and every damn thing else with the fella that she really wanted to be with. That's the problem with the Freakoff, fellas. The problem with the Freakoff is Diddy is the dude you really wanted to be with. You really wanted to be with him. That was the fella you really wanted to stick with. The problem is it didn't work out. Now you have to go find some unassuming sucker and go tell him that that's not really what you wanted. She sat there for years sleeping with every damn body in the room. Of course that's what the hell she wanted. Of course it is. She's only coming to you because her first options didn't work out. And now she's going to spend the rest of her damn life trying to convince you that's not really what she wanted. While she's telling you what she isn't going to do for you. If Diddy had the damn Freakoff, how the hell is it you can't have it? If Diddy could have threesomes and foursomes, how is it you can't have it? If Diddy can let the damn cameras roll, how the hell is it you can't? And you're getting charged more. No, it's a whole bunch of fellas in here don't want to hear this part. I understand. It's tough to take in because I got to tell you, most, not some, most of you married fellas in here, I take a look at your damn social media. I see so many fellas either married right now or was married. And I'm like, this nigga either he don't know or he's stupid and silly his damn self. You fellas take a look at your Facebook timelines, your Instagram feeds, and you just see, a nonstop parade of hoes you done run through, run by, run over. And then you see some clown sitting up here and it's like, dude, he's sitting there cheesing. He's sitting there cheesing, and you can see by the look on her face, she has already told him everything he isn't gonna get. She's told him that she is saved, that she is changed, that she doesn't do that anymore. He's getting all the vanilla you can imagine. He don't get nothing spicy. He just gets straight vanilla, and then he's paying top dollar for it. You're sitting there looking at it. Her whole damn profile is changed. She doesn't talk about none of the stuff that she was talking about before, and you sitting there, maybe she's turned over a new leaf.
Nigga, what?
There's a whole bunch of fellas in here feeding themselves the new leaf line. Let me explain something to you, old naive dumb nigga. That's a line she gives you. That's a line she gives you. The first time you upset her, she's going to let you know she's still the same chick she was. When you're a fella and she's talking about he grew on me. All you fellas who she was sitting around all that damn time and, well, she's telling her, well, he grew on me. Now, let me get this straight. She grew on Diddy like a weed. She didn't have to grow on, Diddy didn't have to grow on her. She was throwing draws from the backfield. She jumped in his damn lap. That nigga didn't have to wait for nothing. Now, you, Mr. Let me pay all the bills and take care of you and put you on my insurance and all this old garbage. She's got to grow on you. Oh, this is going to take time. I mean, I wasn't really into him like that when I first met him. And you sitting your dumb ass up there just, well, I mean, a win's a win. Okay. So Diddy didn't have to grow on her. Diddy was instant pancakes. Just add water. You, however, you had to grow on her. Yeah, she needed to give time for that. Didn't need no time for Diddy. Didn't need no time for Future. Didn't need no time for Chris Brown. Didn't need no time for Usher. Didn't need no time for Travis Scott. Didn't need no time for Tory Lanez. Oh, they were instant, but for you, you have to grow on her. Never wanted to stop long enough to ask your dumbass why that is? That the fellas that she claims were bad relationships, she took to that like a duck to water. But for you, they use little trick phrases like that. He grew on me and, it took some time and it's like, no, nigga, she was testing her other damn options and the niggas she really wanted to be with wasn't really trying to, they were like, hey, baby, you're overpriced now. There's no way in the world we're going to sit up here and pay that. You're overpriced. She's like, let me go find some deprived sucker who doesn't get it like that. And I'm just going to give him some triple X long enough to get his ass over this finish line. And then after that, man, forget about it. So to the men listening to me tonight here, yo chick. Yes, nigga, yo chick. Damn. She is somewhere on somebody's phone. There are fellas right now looking at your chick on social media, and the only reason you have a relationship is because them niggas ain't saying nothing. That's the only reason you have a relationship today, because them niggas ain't like Drake. Drake will let you know what the deal is. The only reason you've been allowed to live is because there's niggas out there looking at your chick today, watching her screw her face up. What? Oh, man, you ain't got to like this. If the greasy, grimy details bother you, you might want to just step out. There's a fella out there listening to your chick moan, listening to her squeal. She's screwing up her face. She is cussing and yelling, telling him don't stop it. Damn! While she told you that she don't do stuff like that. Or at least she led you to believe it. You wanted to believe it. My chick don't do stuff like that, Jason. She don't do that. That's for most of you guys. Then there's a really pathetic contingent. These are the guys who are like, well, these are the lowest of the low. Well, Jason, you saying all that, Jason. You saying that don't really matter because whatever she did before me, that don't really matter. That was what she did before me, Jason. So whatever she did before me, that was then, this is now.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of these fellas are trying to get by with the well, she did that before me. Whatever she was doing before me. And yeah, buddy. Jason, why does this matter? Okay, folks, all I'm going to say here is if the children do not need to be listening to tonight's program, they don't need to listen to this. They are not ready for this. I said what I just said because I meant that. I meant that. Fellas, she telling you that you the living end and everything is great and everything is wonderful. Can your relationship survive watching your woman screw her face up, facial muscle contortions, one eye slammed shut and the other eye bugging out of her head, muscle spasms? Could your relationship survive you witnessing that with your own two eyes in 4K? If that's just her past, can your relationship survive that? Especially if you ain't never seen it. What? That's my question. Hey, fellas, do you think your relationship could survive you witnessing that? Especially if you never saw it. You ain't never seen your chick when she had a 6-pack abs and calf muscles. I'm like, are you sure? You ain't never seen your chick feet leave the ground jumping up and down. Damn. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to go into more detail about that. I'm just going to say, have you ever seen her feet leave the ground? Have you ever seen her looking into a man's face with intensity like a serial killer? Have you ever seen that? No? Okay. Alrighty then. Are you sure your relationship can survive that? A lot of fellas in here telling themselves, oh sure, it don't matter what she was doing with him. You say that not looking. I wonder if you could actually witness it with your own eyes. Would you still say, that doesn't matter? No, seeing her do that, I mean, just because he was twirling her around like a lollipop and spinning her around, and that don't matter to me. I mean, just because he looked like Lex Steele up in it, that don't matter to me. I want to know who the fellas are who are like, okay. No, that doesn't make, Jason, that wouldn't make any difference at all. It doesn't matter if that's where she been. All right. I want to know who the fellas are who are saying to themselves, Jason, that wouldn't make a difference to me. I want to know who that guy is. I want to know who are the fellas listening to me tonight who are like, Jason, I don't care what she was doing. I don't care what kind of faces she was making. I don't care. That wouldn't bother me. Just because she was enjoying it 2 times, 3 times as much, that don't bother me. I want to know who them fellas are. I want to know who those fellas are who going to tell us that wouldn't make any difference to them. Let me go ahead and pin the Zoom link here in the chat room. We're having a different conversation tonight. While everybody's talking about Daphne Joy, I'm just letting the fellas listen to me and know, hey, I meant what I said. There are no good girls out here. Yo broad is the same. Yo chick is the same. For most of you fellas, particularly you married men, particularly the married men, why do you think the married men are on OnlyFans? Why do you think the married men are so damn transactional? Nigga, you know you got Futures leftovers or the Q-Dogs leftovers or the Kappas leftovers. You know that's what you got. She's all the way up to a size 14 now. Now, when she was with them, gripping them ankles and gripping that hairline, because now she got to wear weaves because them niggas done yanked the traction alopecia. What? And now she's with you talking about she needs a mortgage and you sitting there looking like Professor Clump. And, well, okay, baby, we'll take care of that. All these irresponsible men, I take care of them. I'm responsible here. Come on, little Larry. I see it on the damn timelines, you ridiculous pension pimps and salary simps, and every one of you to a man. Every one of you to a man. I just want you to know, yeah, your chick is documented. You all are so damn lucky that men don't do what women do. Women go off and make Facebook groups talking about, have you dated this guy? Have you dated this guy? You know what, ladies? The men need to make a Facebook group. Hey, have you had this chick? And watch how that's the only way we're ever going to find out what these chicks' real body counts is if the men start saying, yeah, me. Put up that chick's face and these fellas, hey, do you know what her tattoo is? You know where her birthmark is? Nigga, I know where the 3 moles are. That's the only reason. If the men were ever as dirty and despicable as the females are and actually made a Facebook group talking about, hey, have you had this chick? And start comparing notes and put up pictures so niggas can start comparing notes. And here's another one. When these chicks talking about they want to get married, y'all are so lucky that niggas don't sit up here and start demanding, hey, have any of you talked to this chick within 6 months of this marriage date? I can think of half a dozen males I can name off the top of my head, but niggas, I'm going to let you live. I'm going to let you live long enough to regret your decision. I can think of half a dozen niggas off the top of my head right now, 3 of them, if I said their names, most of you in here would know who they are, that they married a chick, and I know for a fact that they were talking to other dudes while you two were talking.
And deal with it, nigga.
And I know that I'm talking about within 6 months of y'all walking down the aisle.
Boy, what in the hell's the matter with you?
I'm not the only one. Hey, before you sit up here and try to act like I'm something special, I'm not the only one. It's a whole bunch of niggas in here can do the same thing. I'm not special. I'm not an outlier just because I host a YouTube program. I am far from the exception. There's a bunch of dudes in here right now could do the exact same thing. You just sitting there and watching these fellas do what they do. There's a bunch of fellas in here right now could do the exact same thing. I'm not special. This is the way of the world now. This is the way of the world now. There's a whole bunch of folk in here. You witness the same damn foolery that I do. You witness it. You watch it. Nowadays, it's a bunch of old dudes. It's like, dude, he done gave up on himself. His beard's going gray. He's just going to grab the first single mom he can on his way out the casino. I'll be damned. Nigga worked for 30 years to try to get his weight up. And then he deposited it all with Future's baby mama, the fifth or sixth one, not even one of the first or the last. He just whatever he could get. Now he's putting up selfies with that side profile face of defeat. I mean, if I see one more military chick, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to just stop right there. Man, if you fellas don't quit with that garbage. I've been warning niggas about nurses, warning niggas about military chicks, warning niggas about damn me flight attendants, food service. I've been warning niggas forever about that. They getting caught up to this very damn day. Now the damn pimp niggas ain't doing that, but the square dudes are waiting in the wings, and these chicks see you. If I see one more thing with military fatigues, catch another one of these damn dunces. I'm like, nigga, you can't trust none of them. Niggas in the military is supposed to be smarter than that. And you always beat up in the military. My real military niggas know. My real military niggas know. Them barracks BBLs, they know not to fool with them. Then you watch one of these sad sacks who was flying below the damn radar. This little square nigga. Okay, you know she wouldn't have said nothing to him in boot camp. He didn't exist. Now that the rest of y'all done sat up here and bust her down the buck private. What? Now, okay, 20 years later, it's his damn turn. She come dragging the kids and all this mess here, and he's sitting there cheesing, and okay, just, I guess I can do this here. And you know what you niggas do. You fellas in the colleges, you frat niggas, y'all know what you do. You know, like there are these people who it's not a fun house party until somebody gets shot. Man, y'all niggas, for you all, it's not a fun party unless somebody gets slutted out.
And deal with it, nigga.
Come on now, let's call it what it is. For you fellas, the party ain't fun till somebody gets slutted out. For some folks, the party ain't fun till the drugs get started. For others, it ain't fun till somebody gets shot. But for most of you fellas in here who on the inside, the party ain't jumping till somebody gets slutted out. You like the party is whack till that gets started. Once that gets kicked off, it's like, all right, about damn time the party got lit. And there's a whole bunch of chicks in here listening right now, quiet as kept. Ain't saying nothing. Walking around with your phony degrees.
Damn! What?
Hoping that your Freakoff tape don't never drop. Cause it'll be some girls on yours.
Nigga, what?
While other folk out here playing stupid. Okay. Hey, I'm just the one not playing dumb about it. That's all. I'm just not playing stupid. I'm willing and ready to accept the world as it is. And I'm cool with that. I can accept the world the way it is. What I cannot accept is a lie. Not you trying to impose one on me. That's what I can't accept. That's what I can't accept. If your chick is from a major American city, nigga, she on video somewhere. If your chick has moved from one major American city to another, nigga, 9 times out of 10, and I meant that, 9 times out of 10, there's footage. That's why she left. To try to decrease her odds of personally bumping into one of them niggas. But if your chick has moved from one major American city to another, now they're trying to move from the cities to the suburbs. What? They think that's we're gonna move from the city to a rural area.
Oh, please.
Yeah, y'all got a bunch of hoes out there living the simple life like Nicole Richie. And who was that? Paris Hilton. I think she was on the... Yeah, okay. It's a bunch of you fellas in rural areas thinking, oh, I found the one, Jason. Okay, nigga, where's she from originally? Chicago? Okay. I'm in Des Moines, Iowa, Jason. Where's she from originally? Atlanta? Okay. How the hell did she end up in Des Moines? She left Atlanta to go to Des Moines, nigga, for what? She wanted to change her scenery. No, nigga, she wanted to change being seen. Man, she found your little square ass and she asked, have you ever been to Atlanta? Why, no, I ain't never been to Atlanta. Okay, let's hurry up and get married. Oh, I just hurt a bunch of niggas' feelings tonight. Yeah, that sounds familiar to you, doesn't it? Yeah, she starts questioning you about where you've been. Oh, niggas ain't ready for this. I'm not supposed to be cranking up the cauldron tonight. I'm not gonna do it. But by the way, hey, there's some of you square ass lame niggas out there who don't know the game. If your chick if the female you talking to early on, I guarantee you she hit you with a question like that early on. Because she doesn't want to get started that you might have people back there. So she wants to know where you're from originally, or if you visited there, because you might have family there. You might have kinfolk there. You might have homeboys there. So she wants to know where you're from. She wants to know where you from. She wants to know where you've been. Just in case you know somebody who can drop the dime. She wants to find that out. There's a bunch of fellas in here, you done forgot about that. She hit you with that early on. She hit you early to find out where you've been, where you're from, where you visited, just to make sure you don't cross paths with her previous trail. Fellas, did you notice the females done got quiet? Damn! All right, nigga, you can believe whatever you want to. Take a look in this chat room. Them women done got quiet. Whole bunch of chicks going back now, wiping their feeds and erasing things and going back over it. Niggas need to watch for a chick who just started her social media a few months before she met you. Okay. She's damn near 40 years old, talking about she just started her social media. All right. She from Los Angeles. No paper trail. All right. She's moved from Los Angeles to Dallas, from Dallas to LA. She's moving from one Super Bowl city to another. And wants to know where you've been first before you two can get started on anything. She wants to know about where y'all been first. And then sitting up here rushing you down the aisle, rushing you to the altar. Soon as she found out what you don't know, as soon as she figured out what level of ignorance you got, now she's demanding, okay, we got to hurry up and get down this altar. You got to hurry up and marry me. I'm not going to be waiting around forever. See, she finds out how desperate you are for sex because it's 2020 damn 6 and there's still, a battalion of dumb asses out there telling themselves that getting married is the key to unlimited sexual access.
Nigga, what?
As dumb as it can be. These chicks are looking around to see who in the hell is sprung. I need to also advise you fellas here that one of the things that trips your silly dumb ass up is a type. You tell yourself that these street dude types, the little square lame chick, she doesn't have anything in common with them, so you ain't got to worry about them mixing. Dude, you stupid as hell. The lamest, squarest chicks be making their way for the damn streets. You know why? Because it's different. Nerds are boring. Geeks are boring. She wants something different. You sitting up telling yourself, well, she's a bookworm. She's got a degree. These guys didn't even finish high school. I don't have to worry about them. She's too intelligent, too studied. She's too into academia. She's too well read. They wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation with each other. I'm like, okay, dude, she doesn't have to read a book for what he wants. All she got to do is bust it down and break it down. And she gonna do that. I promise you, she will not be discussing philosophy with Diddy. There's a whole bunch of fellas think they're making themselves secure by believing that. Okay. Not my chick, Jason. Yes, yours. I love hearing ignorance and naivete. Tell yourself it ain't you. Tell yourself that I'm talking about somebody else. 50 thought the same thing. Tell yourself that your chick would never do that. Tell yourself that your chick has been to college too much. Tell yourself, my girlfriend isn't into girls, Jason.
Damn!
There's a bunch of fellas right now sitting up telling themselves, my chick doesn't even like girls, Jason. She would never do that. My chick don't like girls. She doesn't like drugs. She don't do none of that, Jason. Okay. You niggas going through cell phones looking for incriminating pictures. She might have those hidden somewhere, man. You know what she doesn't have hidden? Take a look at her music playlist on her phone, bruh. If your chick was poly purebred, she'd have a bunch of Christian music. She'd have a bunch of nursery rhymes. You go take a look at what the hell on her damn phone playlist, dude. While you're sitting here talking silly and stupid, you take a look at the playlist of songs on her phone. That'll tell you what the hell you got. While you're sitting up pretending something else, you take a look at that playlist on that phone. You'll see what's up. Then you tell me what the hell you got. Then tell me what the hell you got then. Oh, I ain't even talking about the females on her phone. I'm talking about the men.
Damn! What? Damn!
You go listen to the men. She got Chris Brown and every damn Tank and everybody else with the XXX rated talk. For some of the hoes who are older, they'll have Juvenile, Back That Ass Up, and Mystical, Shake That Ass. You got your little supposed square chick with the glasses, the Kamala Harris all awkward. Remember, Kamala was the biggest hoe from the West Coast, nigga. And was straight talking about Phife Dawg and Tupac. When she wanted to get married, she got the squarest little cornball dude she could. Yeah, because the real niggas knew the rep. The real niggas knew the rep. The cornball dudes that she got over on, yeah, he jumped at it. The real niggas knew what was going on. That's not new. That's the way it's always been. The fella who doesn't do his due diligence in the 21st century, dude, you gonna get got. If you are not doing your due diligence, you gonna get got. These chicks are at the HBCUs. They're on social media. They're comparing notes. I've been telling you for years, the old hoes are coaching them on how to spot a sucker. Because that's what she learned. The old hoes learned how to find a clueless, gameless sucker. There are so many men out here who think they know the game. That's the crazy part. There are so many old dudes out here think they know the damn game, and they are just clueless. They really are. They don't know a damn thing. This is why young cats can't get no information from you, bruh. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Anything comes saddling up to him. Anything comes wiggling their butt cheeks up to him. He got to go for it. He doesn't turn down anything. He doesn't say no to anything. He doesn't call out bull crap. He doesn't turn anything down. Anything roll up, he roll down. It's a bunch of fellas out here, man. They don't know any better and swear up and down they streetwise. Swear that they know women. Swear that they know hoes. I mean, they're quick to act like they know everything. They're quick to act like they've seen it. They're quick to act like they're seasoned and experienced. And it's like, okay, then you see what the hell's happening. You take your ass to an amusement park. You take your ass to one of these all-you-can-eat places, and you'll see them come up in there. Every once in a while, it'll be one. My cats who work at the hospitals, you know that. My cats who work at the government buildings, you know that. I mean, those are the guys who I was telling you about before. That's the vacuum cleaner. He can't afford to turn anything down. I got to say something right quick. No disrespect, Shannon Sharp. How the hell are we sitting up here and these white girls, every time we turn around and sitting up here blowing up your damn spot, bruh? How the hell can you be this damn old and this damn clumsy? Damn! How the hell is it you this old and this clumsy? And he's not the only one. But I'm just letting y'all know, once these fellas get a little money up under him, because Shannon is an extreme example, but he's far from the only one. And remember, this latest chick who done come out, she waited till way after the last ones. She didn't even say nothing from the jump. Those are just the ones you know about. How many others are out there? So it's a whole bunch of fellas right now. Man, they are old and lame, retired and lame, laid up and lame, and that's it. Okay, anything and everything. They don't say nothing. And quick to fall in love. Not just that, but quick to fall in love. These females can see that. Shout out to all the man eaters out there.
And deal with it, nigga.
Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates. Shout out to all the man eaters out there. Because in the 21st century, fellas, it ain't nothing but sharks in the female waters, man. I don't know who the hell told you otherwise. These chicks are not. The fellas are the lames and the women are the gangsters now. The fellas are the lames and the tricks, and the females are the gangsters and the hustlers now. I didn't say the females are fantastic at it, but I mean, it is what it is. The females, it's like shooting ducks in a barrel. These fellas are out here just sitting on the sidelines waiting. Because the females know he gonna be right there. I mean, think about this for just a few moments. Oh, I'm gonna say it. If a chick was fooling around with Shannon Sharp a decade ago, doesn't have to be in a hurry. She can get back out here, hit these streets, lay up with Future, lay up with all the damn rappers, and then come circle back around. Shannon's sitting right there. Shaquille O'Neal is sitting right there. All these other guys, Lil Baby, they sitting right there. They ain't going nowhere. Drake. Sitting right there. Drake hasn't gone anywhere. He's still sitting right there. If you want to spin the block, these dudes have not packed up shop. They ain't packed up their tents. They haven't gone anywhere. They sitting right there. Money in hand. Money in hand. So I want you all to know the females are not totally silly about this. The fellas who got in on the front end, those are the guys who got the value. But there's a bunch, we talk about used up women. There's a bunch of used up lame males. He's post wall. He's not competitive. He never was. He's sitting up wearing his pale shirts. What? And I mean the first damn thing to come through the door. These fellas can't afford to be picky or choosy. It's just whatever they can get. And so he's sitting around hoping the damn footage don't drop neither. Because look, the bottom line is no man wants to be with the damn leftovers. At least give him plausible deniability. At least give him the ability to pretend it ain't so. No man wants to be stuck with the leftovers. No man wants to have you after the Freakoff days. No fella is really trying to get that. He's not really competing for that position. Absolutely not a 7-figure dude. He ain't really trying to do that. That's why Shannon keeps getting caught up. Jason, you're going in on Shannon. It's a teaching moment. Shannon keeps getting caught up because he keeps going after these young girls. And what he's finding out is, dude, these young gals is the biggest, most ruthless gangsters. They see your old ass coming. They see you coming, bruh. He's going after young chicks because he figures, okay, well, they ain't been run through like that. Okay, but that does, even if that's true, that doesn't make them no less ruthless. That doesn't make them any less ruthless. This is what's happening to the fellas thinking they're going to go on the younger end now. It's like, okay, I got 7 figures, so I'm going to win because I got money. It's like, man, they just breaking y'all left and right. Because he's the one she set out. How many others are in her DMs that she hasn't said anything about? That's the question nobody's answering. How many others has she just not said anything about? No, it's all of them. It's all of them, man. It's all of them. They're all out there like that. They're all doing that. I'm going to hope that Lewis Hamilton is smarter than that. I'm not going to blame Lewis for taking it around the block or something. Have your fun. Go hang out. I'm sure Kim is cool people. Don't get her pregnant. Don't get her married. If Lewis does it like that, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. If Lewis plays the game like that, I'm good. Klay Thompson did it right. Klay Thompson wanted to take a ride on the Meg the Stallion Express. He wanted to ride the Stallion. I ain't got a problem with that. I don't have a problem in the world with that. That's exactly what you do, Klay. That's why she's so damn mad today. Because she thought she found a sucker and she didn't. That's men playing the game correctly. Fellas, if you run into a hoe, my problem is not you running into the hoes. My problem is, did you leave yourself the back door to leave? We got fellas running in the hoes. She got sex videos. She got pictures. She got body counts in the damn dozens. And you're making permanent attachments. You're buying houses. You're putting her on your insurance. You're trying to get her pregnant. You're trying to marry her. That's the stupid part. You were doing good right till you got to this permanent attachment thing. I don't have a problem. Klay Thompson played the game perfect. Get in, get it, and get out. And he got out the game clean. She can be mad. She can be angry. She can be whatever. Get in, get it, and get out. It took Tiger Woods a while to learn, but he figured out how to get it done. He got together with his lawyers. They said, man, we can't trust you. Make these hoes sign a contract. He went ahead and did that. The last one tried to be ruthless, didn't get the job done. That's how you do it. He took her on the ride for a few years. When the ride was over, boop, out you go. And that's the way you do that. And that's good business. Don't leave yourself shackled to a chick that's somebody's leftovers. At least leave your damn ass available for a chick who isn't. At least leave yourself available for a chick who ain't the damn leftovers. No, fellas get lame, they get desperate, they get lonely. The older they get, the more lonely they get. Then eventually they become like Cypher in the Matrix. I don't care if it's a lie, just plug me back into the Matrix. Okay, they plug your ass back in. Here comes an agent. I mean, as soon as they plug you back up, here comes an agent. Hello, Mr. Anderson.
What?
He's sitting there like this. Okay, I'll just tell social media I won't answer any emails here. I'm not going to answer any emails from anybody I don't know. I don't want anybody showing me anything. It's like, okay. And all the ladies here who were able to grab them a sucker and whatnot, and he doesn't know about your freak-offs. He doesn't know about your sex videos because he's living in denial. Okay. To all the chicks who did make it down the home stretch and old boy ain't heard about your sex videos and stuff yet, all right, shout out to you. Shout out to you out there who were able to make it down the home stretch and old boy ain't seen what you're really about. Because he's in denial. Like, you got fellas out here, fellas, it's 2026. If she has a tattoo, if she smokes weed, she takes pills, fellas are sitting up here claiming, see red flags all over the damn place. He's just ignoring it. Because it's his turn. He's just ignoring it because it's his turn. Long as nobody says anything to him, okay, can I go with that? It's his turn. Well, she's cute. I want to have a cute fly one here. It's like, okay, bruh. Jason, you understand. It's real love. I gotta like this now for anybody else. In the chat room, you're saying imagine dating Ray J's leftovers. Okay, but at the city level, it's just as bad. It's one thing to have a chick who's a celebrity. It's a bunch of chicks out here. They didn't live that Kim K life. They just didn't have a Ray J. It wasn't a Ray J. It wasn't a Kanye. No, it was the damn frat party. No, she works at a call center. Half the niggas in there that knocked it down. It's like, okay, fellas ain't finding out things. That's why I'm telling you all how to do the research, to do the due diligence. Check back in those emails, see how many airlines she's signed up for. Take a look at that phone playlist. She's going to tell you it ain't so. I'm like, I'm just telling you, these are the clues. Hey, bruh, this what you got. She done buried it, but this what you got. Them niggas out there somewhere. She moved from one major American city to another. This what you got. This what you got. I didn't say you had to be thrilled about it. Didn't say it was wonderful, but this is what you have. Okay, at least have an honest conversation with yourself. At least have an honest conversation with yourself. I'm hurting feelings tonight. Oh man, I'm hurting feelings tonight. Here's a bunch of folk who are upset and angry. They wasn't expecting the program to go in this direction. I don't like it when Jason says stuff like this. Why not? Why not? Yeah, because it sounds a little too familiar. Programs like this, I'm taking a look at my analytics and whatnot. It's like, yeah, they're not liking this. I'll be damned. This sounds too damn familiar. Okay. Got fellas in here was just believing that his chick moved from one city to another. She moved from D.C. to Houston because she wanted a change of scenery. You can't say it's for her career because it's not like she was making $100,000 where she was and moved where you are and making $200,000. She moved from one city to another to get the same entry-level job. She's moved from one city to another for an entry-level job. She ain't leveled up. Got you sitting there believing the damn story. Okay. Fellas don't pay any attention to that because they want to believe they got a woman in the streets and a freak in the sheets. And then when she starts sitting up here popping her ass, then you like, okay, she's bumping her butt cheeks to Nicki Minaj and you talking about you got a good girl. You talking about you got a good girl. Okay. All right, go ahead and believe that. You can believe that Daphne Joy is an outlier, but I'm saying this tonight because I want to, in particular, step on the hopes and dreams and delusions, particularly you married dudes, because you are the biggest offenders. Most of you married dudes, man, that's what y'all getting. If somebody could actually publish what the hell the real deal was on your chick, it'd be a whole different story. There would be so many fellas in tears tonight. There'd be so many fellas on Facebook in tears, on Instagram in tears, boo-hooing and crying. Because they act like they're okay with it, but they're not. They act like they're all right with it, but they're not. You believed it. You want to believe that she either never had a hoe phase or that her whole phase was over. It's like, as long as I ain't got to see it. Okay. All right. Go ahead and do that. But I'm just letting you know. Eventually the bill comes due. That moment of quiet desperation and that humiliation thing. There's no way in the world you can see your chick on video getting broken in half and you're not sitting in the cuck chair after that. Damn! There's so many fellas in here tonight that, dude, you are one email away from being in the cuck chair, man. You're one email away from it. You're one email away from finding out that the kind of guy she told you she'd never be with, she was with 3 or 4 of them. And they had a grand old time. You're just a little bit away from that. You are one mistaken text message away from finding out that the year when you let her rush you into marriage within 12 months and then find out that 6 months before y'all walked down the aisle, she was in the DMs and talking to somebody else. Because she wanted to make absolutely certain that you two were going to work out before she let them go. There's a bunch of fellas here right now don't even know that's what's going on. And I see them. Y'all see them on your timelines. You see them posting, and it's just like, okay. Okay. So don't try to stunt on 50. Don't try to act like, Daphne Joy, that's the problem. You need rap niggas. You stay away from these chicks here. I got me a good wholesome one. Where's yours good and wholesome at? The church? There's a bunch of old dudes think they got something wholesome because she's in church. It's like, okay, he done forgot everything. She's quiet. She's in church. She wants to just stay around the house. Why the hell do y'all think they want to stay around the house, fellas? Who are the fellas out here who think that their woman wants to stay around the house because she wants to be a homebody? Do you know more females have multiple social media accounts than men do?
Auntie, chill.
Damn!
Oh, you fellas don't want to go down that rabbit hole. You fellas want to sit up here and have her sitting at home. Bruh, do you know she's got multiple social media accounts? Ask yourself a question. If your chick has a social media account on every social media platform, including Threads, including Blue Sky.
What?
Your chick has a account on every social media platform that comes out. She's got something there. That's what's happening with her home time, dude. But you think she's sitting at home looking up recipes or something? She talked your stupid ass into a real man would let me sit at home with my feet up. A real man wouldn't have me working. A real man knows that the real flex is his woman sitting at home. Let me tell y'all something. There's not a single man in here who's saying, damn, I wish I could be like Charles over there with his woman sitting at home. We don't envy them guys. There's not a single 25-year-old male who envies Mr. Stay-at-home wife. Nigga, that's not a flex. Nobody envies you. We're not impressed. No one's jealous. And nobody wants to trade places with you. The only place that makes you a superstar is with her, bruh. That ain't doing nothing for anybody else. Nobody's looking at you saying, damn, he's the man. That chick is playing that game on you and running that game on your silly ass. She's not running it on us. Most of the divorced men were fellas who sat up and tried to prioritize they chicks sitting at home. You figured by acquiescing to all her demands, you would take away any reason for her to want to leave. She sat her ass at home and got bored. Which is where most of them are now. She went home, she got bored. Now she can take you for granted. Now all she wants to do is spend up your money because she's bored. Isn't that amazing? You know, before a man stays at home, when a man is working and the woman wants to be a quote stay-at-home wife, what does she say? I wish you would get me away from the workplace. I wish I could just stay at home. Soon as your goofy ass leaves your job and retires so you can stay at home with her all day, what's the first thing she says? I want to get out the house more.
Damn!
So when you were working, she demanded to stay at home. Just as soon as you were able to stay at the house all the time, now she wants to get up and get out and go places. Now she doesn't, I don't want to be stuck around the house all the time. Well, ain't that amazing? Before you were able to stay home full time, she demanded to be at the house. Now that you can be home full time, she says, I want to leave. I don't want to just sit around the house. Yeah, nigga, trick bag. Yeah, you didn't figure it out. Trick bag. No, your dumb ass sat there and fell for the bait. And she's like, okay. Well, now she's bored. Now that she's got entitlement to your finances, she's like, okay, well, I can dump the dead weight. There's a bunch of fellas don't want to find out how that one goes. Oh, they don't want to look into that. It's like, he done put all his damn chips on it. I don't want to give up more than that. Jaden, you just wrong. You Jaden cynical. Okay. I'm seeing fellas sitting up here wifing the damn mean village bust down. I'm seeing fellas sitting up here cheesing about it and whatnot. They cheese for a little bit, then they get quiet later. I think reality always settles in. They cheese at first, but then they get quiet later. Eventually, they get real quiet and real meepish, and then you just don't see them anymore. It's just saying, that's it, the nigga gone. You don't see him until it's time for it to fall apart. You don't see him till then. See, there's where they take your best years from you. A man, the best years for a female are her earlier years. The best years for a man are his later years. So, as soon as you get older, you have some assets. She stayed just long enough to make sure the state says, okay, they belong to her too now. It's like, all right, good. He wants to have the ability to punish something. He can't do it. He's too old to insist on anything. She's talking about going back to church. He thought it was happily ever after. Next thing you know, y'all two living like damn me roommates. Which is the majority of these marriages now, by the way, is roommates. They just kind of there. I mean, they talk to each other and things, but it's like two co-workers. There ain't nothing more than that. It's just two co-workers around there. Now, when she was with Diddy, they wasn't co-workers. Damn! When she was over there with Diddy, it wasn't like that. When she was over there with Diddy, that wasn't what they was doing. When they were doing that, that wasn't the issue. In the chat room, King West need to give me a call up on Zoom. I'll be glad to answer your questions. You have questions about marriage, I'll be glad to answer that. No, you got to understand, the married dudes, they cashed in all their chips. Your ass belongs to the state. You need everything to turn out right for you. You can't afford any errors. You in the jaws of the beast. You let that chick hang on to that ring for 5 or 7 years, and that's it. She got your ass now. So it's like, oh man, why are you telling the truth about this? They don't want to hear that. He doesn't want to hear that the chick he gave his whole life to, there's videos and pictures and every damn thing. He doesn't want to believe she did that. I got the one who don't do that. All right, nigga, go talk to the folks she went to college with. Go talk to her coworkers before she met you. Hey, go talk to that ex that she claims she hates, but she stayed with him for 8 years. What? Damn! Some of y'all fellas need to do that. Some of y'all fellas need to do that. That fella that she was with for all them years, ain't that right, Cassie? That fella that she was with for all them years that now she claims she hates him so much. Hey, you need to have a long talk with your chick about that dude. Especially if you claim that your woman is not a hateful female. Okay. If she was with that nigga for 6, 7, 8, 10 damn years, she liked where she was. Now all of a sudden she hates him. It's like, okay, you didn't hate him for the damn 10 years. Some of you old niggas, you need to have a conversation with your chick about that dude that she was with for a decade. You need to have a talk with her about that. Go ahead and find out the details and find out what kind of person he was. Don't worry, she's going to put up a stone wall at first. You keep at it. She's eventually going to spill all the details about it. She gonna tell him what it is, and you gonna start hearing what it was really like. When I talk about due diligence, these are questions, and remember, we covered this before. I'm going to have to do a program about the forbidden questions. I'm going to have to do that. A program about due diligence. Because asking if she got a sex video, fellas, that's the due diligence.
What? Damn!
Fellas don't do their due diligence. They don't even ask if she got one. And fellas, if she tells you no, be prepared to just not believe that. Not in this era. She went to college. Go take a look at the dudes she used to date. You can take a look at that nigga and see if he's the kind that would do that. Better yet, some of y'all are too square to do that. Just assume she did. Do your damn due diligence. Fellas, that's you're doing your due diligence. Have you ever had a sex video? Have cameras ever been rolling? Have you ever had a freak-off? Have you ever kissed a girl? Did you date a guy who was twice your age? That's due diligence. Have you dated a guy who was twice your damn age? Have you ever told a fella that you would just get married for money? Have you ever said those words? That you would just get married for money, that you would just have sex for money? Fellas don't ask these questions. You just assume that that's rare. Dude, that's not rare. That's the rule, in case nobody ever told you. And be prepared to keep digging. I promise she gonna say no the first time. It's not true. It's not true. Be prepared to ask that. And for some of you, be prepared for more details than you wanted. No, fellas. Hey, have you ever made a porno? I'm talking about a legit one. Yeah, have you been to Dubai? How many airlines do you have an account with? Don't ask all this in one day, but fellas, ask that early. How many airlines do you have an account with? Have you ever kissed another girl? Have you ever been naked in the room with another girl? Ask all them questions. This is not a comprehensive list, but this is a good one here tonight, boy. It's going to be a whole bunch of folk digging through their crates like, damn, I never thought of it that way. Don't know if I want to ask that. Well, those are just Diddy problems, okay? Let's go ahead and jump over here on Zoom. I think we have King West over here on Zoom. All right, King West, what's on your mind?
I just wanted to, I'm a fan, bro. Like, I listen to all the stuff that you say about politics, and my cousin kind of put me on you. And I just wanted to know, like, why you so against marriage? Like,
okay, how did I indicate I'm against marriage?
I don't know. Like, I
don't know either. Tell me how I indicated I was against it.
I just think it'd be like real negative, like when you be talking about marriage. Every time I hear you talk about it, and I'm young. I'm like 33. My girl like 28. And like we've been doing positive stuff. Like I listen to you, and like you helped me get my CDL. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really doing that. I'm a former athlete. You know, in high school I was pretty good. Had some junior college scholarship offers, and after that, like it didn't work out. I got hurt, and I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life for real. And I ended up getting my CDL.
If you wanted to start a business, and you hired a lawyer,
yeah,
to advise you, what do you think that most of your conversations with that lawyer would be about?
I guess about finances and stuff.
Okay, finances in what way?
As far as like overhead, what you spending money on and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. What you're spending money on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't profits just take care of themselves?
I mean, I feel like I can put it this way. You know what I'm saying? I know.
By the way, lawyers don't talk to you about your profits. That's not what they talk to you about.
Oh, okay.
Your
then.
CPA does. Lawyers don't do that. Your lawyers talk to you about laws, rules, regulations, business practices, liabilities.
Yeah,
all the things that threaten your business.
I feel you coming from. I know. I see where in America, like, marriage look crazy.
Okay, but stop.
Like,
no.
Okay.
No, sir. What I'm saying is that you're hiring a lawyer, and when you talk to him, most of your conversations are going to be about how things can go wrong and how you need to protect yourself against that.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so think about that for a few moments. Running a business, a major part of it is avoiding liabilities. Now, is that being negative? Is your lawyer being negative when he calls you up and he's discussing you about, I found a problem. That's, you interpret that as him being negative.
As far as I'm saying, like, do you think, of course, like, I don't think every woman is, like, bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Okay, but back up. I asked a question. I don't ask rhetorical questions. Okay. If your lawyer, when you go talk to your lawyer, he's talking to you about your liabilities, and you're paying for that. When you get insurance, they're talking about your liabilities. You're paying for that. Is that them being negative by focusing on your liabilities?
I'm just saying, like, I don't be hearing a positive, bro, like, about marriage.
Okay, well, everyone assumes positive things about life in general.
Okay.
So, yeah, you hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. And when you take a look at the math about marriage, not your opinion, not your feelings, when you take a look at the math and the data, what do you see?
Yeah, I see rich man like a Shannon Sharp, or, like, you know what I'm saying, athletes and entertainers that make it to the NBA or make it to the NFL, the ones that get married. Only one I see that's still strong, like LeBron and Savannah.
Okay,
like,
sir, but forget athletes. How about the average man, sir?
The average man. I mean, my grandfather been married to my grandmother for like 60 years.
I'm glad to hear that, and everybody pulls out that story. How are the marriage stats today, sir?
You saying today?
Yes, sir, because your grandfather is from before the drop for the rise in divorce. So how about somebody you know in the last 20 years? Someone who's been married in the last 20 years. How about that?
My mom been married since 1999.
Okay. Who's she married to?
She didn't marry my dad. My dad passed.
Oh, there you go. So this is not.
That was high school.
Was she ever married to your father?
No, but they.
Oh, okay. So your mom married your stepdad.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so your mom was a single mom, never married, and then married your stepdad.
All right, now you're going.
Sir, I'm stating a fact. Sir, I'm stating a fact.
That's a fact, yeah.
Okay, if I'm lying, stop me. I asked you the information. If I'm lying, stop me.
That's a fact.
Okay, so your mom was a single mom. She married your stepdad. Did he have any children?
No, he had no.
No, kids. Of course not. Was he in the military?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. So he comes with benefits. Random standard playbook. Standard playbook, bro. There's nothing new under the sun.
Man, I'm sorry. My dad went perfectly. He was a division.
Okay, sir. Let's forget about your dad. I'm talking about stepdad. This is where you went, and I'm just saying. By the way, your dad, mom had no interest in marrying him. She made sure she married the next one. She was like, forget the bull jive, because men are in love, women are in business. That's not being quote negative. That's being realistic. Or should I say, that's not being negative, that's being objective.
but they were pushing to go. They was gonna get married. You know what I'm saying? My dad, they had me at 17, 18 years old. So like they was young. The love, they was in love.
Okay, sir. If they want, if they want to do that, they go see a justice of the peace, sir. So you can believe whatever fantasy you want to. If they want to get married, they would have done that. That's the way that works.
I'm saying like you just like black and white. Like there's no like middle ground. Like,
okay, sir, but that's life, sir.
I know there's life.
Yes.
You know
like, do you have a job?
Yeah, I got.
Okay, when it's time for you to get paid, does your employer give you an IOU or do you expect your check?
I mean, at this point, I'm just getting a check right now.
Okay, so I'd say what you expect. Do you expect your employer to give you an IOU? Well, things was rough this week. I was going to pay you this week here, but I want you to keep driving next week, and I'll see if I can get you something next week. Because, you see, that's gray area. No, I think you're going to be very black and white at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to show up and work and go to work.
Okay, well, all of a sudden, okay, so you and I both believe in black and white then. Either you got it or you don't. Either you paid me or you didn't. There is no, well, it's a gray area. I mean, I'm gonna pay you, so it's not all black and white like that. You say I didn't pay you. It ain't black and white. This is a gray area. I'm gonna pay you. I paid you the last 10 times, didn't I? Well, yeah. So it's a gray area. I'm gonna pay you next time.
No, bro, I agree with everything, like 95, 98% of everything you be saying. You know what I'm saying? I told you, listening to you made me realize I need to get my life together as far as CDL and all that.
Okay, well, the next step you can work on is being objective. Because the things that will trip us up in life are not the things we hope for. The things that trip us up and derail us are the things that we're making faulty assumptions about or are refusing to look at.
I got you.
Because they may be unpleasant. And that's what gets us. The good times in life take care of themselves. The bad things usually come and blindside you on a random Wednesday. And it's usually something we could have avoided.
I mean, like I said, marriage being equally yoked, that's important. I'm not saying that I'm going to go to my girl work. You know what I'm saying? She work. I work. She a nurse. I'm a CDL driver. And I know you got something against nurses, but my girl going to school.
I have something against nurses, sir. I have nothing against nurses. That's a false statement.
No, I'm saying like you say like they freaks or whatever.
Okay, sir, I don't say they are. The numbers say they are. The experiences say they are. The coworkers say they are. The data says they are. Jason ain't said nothing. I'm reporting the news.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is you don't want to hear that because it's like, wait a minute now, but just think about that for a moment. You a CDL driver and she a nurse. What could possibly go wrong here? So like I say, I mean, it is what it is. And I'm not wishing any ill on anybody here, but don't tell me that I have to ignore the numbers, that I have to ignore my knowledge and my experiences. That's just willful ignorance. When in life has that ever been a healthy thing, to be willfully ignorant?
I think it's ignorant for you to say like marriage ain't, cause I'm 33 and my girl 28. Like marriage for us, like two black people come together. You know
okay, but just being black doesn't mean that your marriage is good. That's a outrageously naive and false thing to say. Well, we're both black, so therefore the marriage is going to be good. I mean, how does that work? What about character? What does your skin color have to do with your character?
I mean, I was getting to that point, but
okay. What? How does your skin color have any relevance to your character?
I mean, I see the phrase B1 all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was black first.
Well, not here, you don't.
Oh, okay.
But the bottom line is you're still being evasive. This guy doesn't answer questions, y'all. He really, really doesn't. Your skin color is no indicator of your character. So the two of you having the same skin color, that in no way says that you're preordained to work out. That's not what that means.
When I come home for work, she come home for work, we kind of be dealing with the same problems as far as what we dealing with at work.
How long? That's great. How long you two been talking?
We've been talking for 6 years.
6 years? Yeah. That's not a little time.
We've been married for 1 year, but
okay.
Well,
Oh, there you go.
But you know, so I didn't just jump into this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay, well now I'm wondering why you're so nervous and so anxious about it. If you're married and everything in the marriage is working out, why are you so anxious?
I just want to. That's the only question I had.
All right, brother. I mean, that's a question that never should have been asked, actually. If your marriage is going great and wonderful, then why are you calling me up to defend marriage? You should be sitting back laughing.
I mean, I was laughing. I laugh. I mean, I listen and laugh a lot, but I'm just wondering. Like sometimes I be like, why? Like you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you don't know what I'm saying, but yeah.
No, brother, I understand the English language perfectly fine. And I'm just saying, if everything were going so great and wonderful here, why is he taking issue with anything I'm saying? He would just be sitting back laughing and ignoring it. Because he's like, okay, this guy's got a fantasy life over here. Jason doesn't understand how great things are. And all right, that's the end of that.
Ain't no fantasy like ain't nobody perfect. We get into argument. You know what I'm saying? We don't
Does she have any children?
No. We pregnant right now with 2 kids.
Okay, I'm talking about, does she have any before?
No, nah.
Okay, none.
No, sir.
Okay. I'm not going to put him through the due diligence because they've only been married for a year. So, but like I say, dude, it's not negative to be honest about situations. Anybody can sit up here and talk about the non-problematic side of anything. That doesn't take any effort, skill, and I don't even think that's wise. If you get a lawyer, if you get a CPA, if you get a doctor, the doctor doesn't bring you to his office and talks about how great everything is. He immediately starts looking for problems because non-problems will take care of themselves. So why should we not? So that's not being negative. And by the way, it's also not being factual to pretend that these things are not true. Most of the subscribers on OnlyFans are married men. And that's not me. So why is it so many married men end up there? I ain't got nothing to do with that. So why are they there?
I don't know.
On your porn sites, it's the same thing. Now you've got millions of men making these websites billions of dollars when they got a woman allegedly sitting right there next to them. Why? Why is that so widespread? That's not isolated. So why is that so widespread?
I feel you coming from.
No, if I'm just being negative, why is that so common?
I mean, it's true.
Yes, I know it's true. I'm asking you why. Why is it so common?
I guess folks just get I mean, everybody human, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody perfect. I'm just gonna put it like that.
So you don't think there's a problem within the marriage causing that?
Yeah, if you ain't getting, you know what I'm saying, you ain't getting to it regularly, yeah, that's a problem. That's a major problem. But if you happy, if y'all getting, you know what I'm saying, that's not a problem in y'all life, then that's
but if this was going to be the situation, what was the point of getting married then? If you're going to be sexually frustrated, why did you get married?
I don't know. Some folks get married for different things.
Right. There you go.
I got you.
And a lot of fellas get fed a line because you live in a culture and in a society that rewards women for breaking up marriages and punishes men for doing it. So the responsibility is on you and the benefits are on them. That's not being negative. That's citing a fact. And everybody knows it.
Yeah.
That's just citing the fact.
I agree with you. Like I said, I did my due diligence. I've been through relationships with, you know what I'm saying? I done had, you know what I'm saying? I done been an athlete before, so I know how they go.
What stage of nursing is she at?
My girl got her master's in nursing. She was going to be a practitioner, a nursing practitioner. But she got her master's. She had like a 1-year advanced program. So she
Okay.
got it in 1 year.
Well, that's
It didn't
good.
take her like,
She's done her studying and things. So it's always good to see that. What state are you all in?
we're in Alabama.
Okay. Well, you're in a good place for medicine. Birmingham, places like that. So that's a good place in medicine to be.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sounds like things may go well in that regard. At least I hope it will be.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm praying for.
Okay.
All right, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
Thank you for giving us a call. All right, y'all. This it just shows you he was a little anxious about more than one thing. He heard the nursing thing. He heard the marriage thing. Now he's getting nervous. I'm just like, okay, why are you being negative? It's, brother, I'm being realistic. How long y'all talk? 6 years. Okay, well, brother, you should be solid on this. Don't get nervous now. Don't get nervous now. All right, let's go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom again. Well, we got Jordan here on Zoom. What's on your mind, Jordan?
Hello. Just wanted to update you. I am going to be completed. Well, in December, I'll have my bachelor's in nursing completed.
There you go. I'll be looking forward to that. You went along on that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I took your suggestion / advice, went for it. It's the accelerated program because I already had a previous bachelor's degree with all the prereqs and stuff. So, yeah, it's a 16-month program. It's June now, and I'm done in December. So,
good.
I got a job.
Flying through that.
Sorry?
Yeah, you're flying through that. So when you apply yourself and get focused, yes, things move very quickly. So you'll be done with this before you know it.
Yep. I got a job already working at the hospital as a student nurse apprentice. It's called a SNAP. And they offered me a job already out of, right when I graduate. And I'm just going to stay here where I'm at.
Well, you'll have options. Once you graduate and stuff, you can have more options open up to you. And once you get experience also. So if you're in the hospital and you're already working and getting experience, because as you know, hospital experience is different from other studies and whatnot. So if you're actually getting hospital experience that is counting towards your experience, then when you get done, you're going to have more options open up to you.
Definitely. And I think at that time, I'm going to call you back. Just to, I guess, give you the options, because there are a couple hospitals. There's another hospital opening up here, and they're offering money. So I'm just going to call you back, get your advice, see what I should, what route might be ideal for me. I'm trying to just obviously pass what I'm doing right now, but yeah, I'm trying to think ahead,
Well, that's good, but I want you to stay focused on what's right in front of you. So don't worry about what you're going to do afterward, because you can't make that decision right now. You don't have enough information. Hospitals come up and go all the time. Here's the real thing. I don't even think you're going to stay where you are. I think you're probably going to be leaving out of state when you get done, because you're going to want to go where your best opportunities are. And that doesn't necessarily mean where you're at. So when they talk about keeping your options open, you don't commit to anything right now, not even emotionally. The only thing you commit to is getting your bachelor's. You commit to that. Commit to getting your RN. You commit to that. After that, then you start making decisions about the wheres and things. But once again, I don't want you to get married to that either, because it doesn't matter where you go. I don't mean it doesn't matter at all, but that's not going to be the biggest thing, because I promise you, wherever you start, that's not going to be where you can finish. I don't care what hospital you go to, where you start, that is not going to be your last one. This is going to be your first one, and then you're going to be leaving there at some point and going somewhere else. That's the nature of that industry. So don't pressure yourself right now trying to decide the next 5 years. You worry about the next 5 months. Focus on that. Make sure there's no hiccups, no nonsense, no idiocy. You get that in the can. And then after that, then you'll start making decisions. But right now, I wouldn't even apply any thought to that. When it's time to make that decision, you will. But don't overly pressure yourself, because wherever you stop first, that's just the first stop. You're not going to make a life there. You won't. Because other things are going to open up to you.
Interesting. Yeah, my mom, she's like, um, basically said, don't settle. Basically what you said. And she's like, if you want to move, you can move, you know, because I have family here. And I'm attached to them, I guess, a little bit. But she's like, if you want to move, Jordan, go ahead and do it. You know, don't be strapped here because of me. That's what she said. So, yeah, what you're saying is very insightful for sure.
Well, it'll take care of itself. But right now, you're doing good. You know, you only have a few more months to go. Knock that out. And then we'll have a different conversation when you get there.
Okay, cool. I'll call you back then. Thank you so
We'll
much.
be waiting. All right. I do not discuss high-value men. I build high-value men. So, like I say, these fellas are coming up and things. They're coming up. They're calling me back. They're checking in with me. They're letting me know stuff's coming together. They got options. Isn't it amazing? Once you get your finances together and get solidified, it's kind of like the female situation takes care of itself after that. If you want options, you got them. If you want to have just one female and make that your option, you got that as an option too. You don't have to dig from the bottom of the damn barrel. You're not, resigned to digging from the bottom of the damn barrel. You don't have to take somebody's baby mama here, all this old mess going on. You don't have to do that. They can be young men. They can have options. You're getting put in circles with people who are not, the dregs of society. Of course, try to stay away from somebody who's got a good career but is a psycho screwball.
Nigga, please.
Try to avoid that. But yes, a change of pace here. When you come and talk to me, you hear things you don't hear from other places. Oh yeah, and by the way, these are cats I've been tracking and working with for years. You talk to any other YouTube channel, they're not tracking them. They're not mentoring them. They don't keep up with them. Nobody can call back and say this is specific advice, specific tutelage, specific information they were given. And then you say, call me back publicly in front of everybody. I want to update in front of everyone. I'll stop whatever subject I'm talking about and catch up with you right then, right there. Nobody else does this yet because they can't do that. They can call you up and complain about chicks. They can tell you go to the gym and get some money and get some game. I'm like, okay, that's not going to make you a power broker. And then you can make different decisions. Once you get your feet solidified up under you, you have a solid direction, you can make different decisions. Speaking of nursing, I had to remind some folks some things here. There were some people who were upset with me. They were upset with me because I reminded them that Stephon Diggs had a cook and a stylist and a nurse and had benefits with all of them. Damn! Yes, sir. When you got a cook and a stylist and a nurse with benefits. And had Cardi B running around. Man, imagine that situation. You did all that and got Cardi B sitting there. They don't want you to have conversations like that. When they talk about men having it all, that's the forbidden subject right there. It's when you're a man who's got all your options and can use them. Had to watch out for that little cook when she got greedy. Once she got greedy, it was time to move her out. And this fella started getting attached. You be running through so many of them. You let one stick around too damn long. But hey, by the way, in case anybody was wondering, Stephon had all these professions. By the way, didn't I name all these before? Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Oh, man. Let me see. Where was I at before? Okay, Stephon Diggs had a nurse. All right, check. I don't know if any of them were in the military previously or not, but we'll just assume not. Okay, he had a cook. Damn! All right, we got food service there. Okay, so... All right. Food service. I'm sure some of them was handy. So I don't know if they worked at Home Depot or Lowe's, but some of them were handy. So they're okay. I've seen 2 or 3 of the professions here so far have been covered. All right, teacher, not so sure about that necessarily. Police officer, no, just no, not that. Oh no, I'm sure there was some airline flight attendants in there somewhere. Oh, stylist, okay, hairstylist. There you go. It's all right. Yeah, okay. So far, I'm hitting on all cylinders there. Okay, did I call it or did I call it? Did I call it or did I call it? So, yeah. No, they can get mad if they want to. Jason, how do you know that you're right about all these professions? Don't ask me, ask Stephon Diggs. Okay, you can dispute me. Go dispute Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was cycling through careers. He was cycling through careers. It's okay. Food service, stylist. He had a housekeeper, though. She was kind of old, so I'm like, I'm going to let her off. Manuela, whoever that was, I'm like, okay, but all the rest of them, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, this looks familiar. So I'm like, okay, I see why he got you around. You're his type. Yeah, then they're going to tell you fellas to settle. All right. Stephon doesn't have to settle. Stephon don't have to settle. Everybody else has to settle. Diddy didn't have to settle. Everybody was there for the Freakoff. 50 Cent was ready to marry him and have kids. Diddy was like, sit your ass down and turn that camera on. So ain't that something? They tell you fellas that you got to work all these miracles. These other folk over here don't have to do that. Okay, but I'm wrong and negative if I say it. Okay. So if I say it, I'm in the wrong. No, I know tonight's program is some difficult subject matter. A whole bunch of folks are going to be upset. Damn you. You can be mad as you want to be. I'm just going to call it for what it is. If you want to hear lies, go talk to somebody else. Everybody wants to say that garbage. We live in a society and a culture today where people sit around and start lying about things and everybody just pretends it's not true. And then when it blows up in their face exactly the way you said it, then everybody starts acknowledging it, but they don't acknowledge it until later. And then they don't want to say anything. And then they act like nothing happened. And then the vicious cycle just repeats itself. And all right, fine. Go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom again here. Let me see if I can get Brandon up here on Zoom. Yeah, man, they don't have to like it, but we got to say it. All right, we got Brandon here on Zoom. What's on your mind, Brandon?
Hey, yo, JB, man. I ain't going to go ahead and lie. Not going to front, man. I got hit with a stray on this one tonight. I ain't going to front, nigga. I felt that. But when you sat up here and then said, nigga, if she got boundaries on her sexual proclivities, that's only because she really don't love you, my nigga. And I think that's what mostly probably could have said, oh boy, I don't know. But I bet you his woman probably got some strong sexual boundaries with him. And I think that's what just set him on off. Hell, that cut every damn nigga, every damn dude who really then dealt with a damn chick. I think they all felt that. Because then when you think about it, though, that is absolutely true. Women do not have sexual boundaries and things that they will and will not do if they really, really fuck with you like that. And that is an overall telling bottom line truth. I know all them red killer dudes. You know what, Jason? I don't think they might even repeat that one, though, because that one right there, though, they might they might not. But that one right there was such a hard truth, my dude. Though, shoot, I don't even probably think about people try to call on you tonight though because of that one. Because when you said that one, that cut a lot of dudes. When you think about these damn chicks out here though, and your lady who you've been taking care of, providing for, buying things for, and what you doing, and you got kids and marriage, and you all the way up in it, all the way down, giving her 100%, and you now know for sure this is not the answer she would be giving to a dude who ain't done nigga 0% of the damn things you have done. I mean, like, yeah, they've even like really had that, seen videos of that stuff up online of females being like, though, yeah, I'll have a threesome with a dude I barely know, but I won't have a threesome with a guy who I will really want to date, who I really want to take and be my boyfriend. No. And that is completely just for dudes who just are stupid enough to go ahead and go for it. That stuff right there is serious because you're giving everything to this broad. Every damn thing you got, all your money, what you work for, your accomplishments, all your savings on, and you sign a marriage contract to a broad who's already letting you know, Negro, no, I am not gonna I'll do this for that guy, but I will not do this for you. And the real bearer of the truth, the real hard truth is, Jason, is that the dudes who are married to chicks like that, who are married to these chicks, dude, they know. Even though you bought her first luxury car, even though you bought her a house, even though you had kids with her, stayed loyal to her, and did all these things, Jason, you checked every damn box. She'll throw all of that away before she ever give you a damn threesome. Before she ever do the exact same thing she was doing that freak Nick on camera. Now, that one right there is something I don't think dudes wasn't ready to go ahead and face. That a woman, that the truth really is, that a woman would give all that up before she does the same thing she did with another dude who didn't do damn a 1% of what you're doing, of what you have done for her and committed to her.
Well, they want to see if you'll settle. They want to see. Most fellas today do not understand that they're being tested to see how far they'll settle. She's going to start telling you no. And most guys today don't realize that women can see their sexual vagrants and sexual scavengers. And first thing she's going to do is it's like an insurance company. She's going to deny everything. She's going to deny everything. She's going to sit up here and say no. And she's going to check to see if you accept that. She's going to accept to see if you accept that. And if you do, then she's going to say, okay, this is the price. This is the price. And once she gets you this, when you settle for that lower tier, just understand you can go down, but you'll never be able to go up. That's going to be the issue. When you settle, when you let her get you to sign on for a lower price or for a lower level of benefits, you will be able to go down so you can accept fewer benefits after that. But you are not going to be able to work your way up. So, okay, well, if I stop here, can I start working my way up to something more after that? It's like, oh, no. This is where you're going to be, and you'll probably get less, but you're not putting yourself in a position to work your way up more. I'll let you have the last word.
So what's going on with that? Now, that's a hell of a damn dynamic right there. Because the woman is always going to try to work her way up for more and always going to expect more. She's always going to try to get a ring, a marriage, want you to do more, give you get a better house, and move her way on up with benefits. But you're telling me she's just going to sit up there and pigeonhole you to the bottom when you first deal with them?
Yes. That is the cycle. I want to say it's like hazing, but the bottom line is that you are not the first man that she's dealt with. You're not the first person that she's dealt with. So it would be different if you were. If you were, then this might be different. So when they're younger, when a female is younger, that's one thing. After she's been with 7 or 8 dudes, at this point right now, she's running the tables. At this point right now, that's what she's doing. She's doing that. So it's about working you. If she's there for a reason. either because she couldn't be where she wants to be or you have something that they don't have. But it's really going to be about, okay, how can I get the best deal and extend myself the least? Because as far as she's concerned, the only mistake she made previously was that she, quote unquote, gave too much of herself. So now, as far as she's concerned, the correction is, how do I get more and give less? Well, there's only a certain type of candidate who's going to do that. So now it's about sizing you up to see if you're going to be the candidate who is going to be doing that. If you are, that's one thing. But if you're not, oh boy.
Yeah, but Jason, but Pete, this, I ain't trying to pigeonhole to a number other, but this is just but I think this is a very important question, though. These are things that these women wanted to do anyway. They're down with this anyway. I think that's the biggest damn problem I think a lot of dudes have with that, though, and can't wrap their mind around it. These are things they wanted to do anyway. Cassie wanted to be at a freak-off. These chicks wanted to do these things. They wanted this just as much as any other thing, just as much as the other dudes wanted to, if not more. They wanted all these same things, and they still want it. So are they just saying no to these things just to make you miserable, just to make the punish the guy for being weak? Because that's just what it sounds like to me. Because even after, as you even said before, like when you talk about women getting a divorce and then later ages, though, after to their husbands after they retire, hell, these women ain't doing nothing but moving the next younger dude in who's just finna take them to Pound Town and do the same damn thing that they were doing in their dang on 20s. Hell, you see, back and see that's where all the damn MILF porn is coming out from. All women's in their 50s, though, in their 50s, some of them trying to pitch 60s, starting whole porn careers.
Well, the dirty little secret for females is that they don't respect weakness. They punish weakness. And that's a really abrasive thing for men to have to accept, is that when a woman sees you as weak or deficient, she doesn't feel pity. She feels ire. She doesn't want to comfort you, which is what bothers most men. When I was weak and down and out and this, that, and the other. I mean, a chick got to really ride with you for real to be sitting there nurturing you in that situation. Because for most females, the reason she's getting with you is because she is anticipating that will not occur. That she will not have to be nurturing or, any sort of caring like that. She's not really gonna have to extend herself. That might happen once in a blue moon, but that's not gonna be a regular thing or a regular condition. So if it turns out that's the case, as far as she's concerned, oh, that was breaking the deal. That's breaking the contract. That's not what I signed up for. So as far as she's concerned now, the feelings are negative. And her goal now is to punish you for being weak. So that they don't subscribe or respond to weakness with sympathy. They respond to weakness with animosity, with hostility. So you fall down and she's sitting right there putting the damn boots to you. That's not accidental. So I said all that to say that what most men don't understand is that coming in the door, when they talk about women have a slot in their phone for you and a name, I want to remind fellas of something else here. Have you all noticed that most of these females will have a nickname for you in their phones? What? Damn! Oh man, they don't want to hear this tonight.
No, they don't want to hear that one.
You don't want to hear this, fellas. You're used to the idea of them putting a name in there, like to say John, Doctor, or this guy over here, Weed Man. And I'm like, no. That's some stuff you see on social media. In reality, what y'all have are nicknames. In reality, you have just a totally different nickname. So just keep that in mind, especially if you have a nickname with them, you probably have that in their phones. When you consider that, what I'm saying is that what they're saying is that this is your place in my life. This is how I regard you. This is how I categorize you. So what I'm saying is what she's telling you is that this is the benefit that I derive from this person. This is his reason for being here. This is his reason. Well, obviously we're communicating something. Well, that's great and wonderful so long as you fulfill that reason for being there. Now, what happens if something occurs and you no longer are able to fulfill that reason or purpose for being there? She's got you there for a purpose, and the purpose isn't intrinsic. It's not you're just here because you're cool people. You're here because you're fulfilling something. You're here because there was something she wasn't getting before that she is getting from you. You are resourceful in whatever way. And as long as that's the case, you can remain. As far as she's concerned, it is betrayal for her to have you there and you can no longer fulfill your duties. That's betrayal. Now, for her, you're supposed to be all sensitive and sympathetic and patient and whatever. She can go years not doing hers and her duties and everything's supposed to be fine. But for you as a man, oh, no. Your weakness doesn't inspire sympathy. It inspires outright hostility, outright conflict. So when you meet a woman, just understand she already has a reason for you being there. There's already an agenda for being there. She's got a purpose. You're not there for show. And what that also means is that the limits of what she wants to invest in you emotionally are already set when you showed up. That's already been predetermined too. So now that that's been predetermined and that's already set, you can go lower in the caste system, but you can't go up. So if this is where she got you, you can fulfill your duties and you better, or else she has no use for you. But don't think that one day you're going to get a promotion from where you got signed up at. If you are the simp who married her and took her kids and her debt, that's who you are. You're that guy. And the rest of her life, at best, she's going to see if there's another option. Okay, when that doesn't show up, then she's now going to focus her energy towards convincing you to stay put because now you provide stability. And all that's fine if you don't ever find out that that's not real. All that's going to be fine until then. All that's going to be fine until you find out that she gave more to somebody else for less. And at that point, that's when you're going to fall to pieces because you can't have respect for yourself as a man knowing you got took. It's one thing if you got took and you don't find out. It's another thing if you got took and now you can't deny it or ignore it anymore. That's the issue.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Give us a call tonight. Yeah, it's easier to live with it when you don't know. And this bunch of guys don't really want to know. They don't really want to know. They don't want to know what she was doing. They don't want to know what it was like. They don't want to know what her real sex habits are. What? Damn! Oh, man. We're not going to go into this tonight. I'm going to go into this on Patreon tomorrow because I can't talk about this on YouTube. Can't discuss this on YouTube. We'll go into this on Patreon tomorrow. Not going to discuss it here tonight, but to the fellas listening, there's a reason why you keep seeing these chicks. And please understand, it's not the bugger wolves and the ugly ones running around with the ditties and the futures, man. It's the 8s and the 10s. Have you asked yourself why that is? That these females will stay for 5, 6, 8, 10 years with the gutter freakiest dudes. Fellas, have you asked yourselves, the women are telling you, oh, I didn't really want to be there. He was doing a bunch of stuff and I didn't really want to do that. Man, are you that silly? They're hanging around with the fellas with the wildest sexual habits. And I'm just going to leave this here and say, for most men, you don't really want to know what your woman's sex habits are. Most men don't really explore those things. They don't really sit their woman down and be like, okay, let me find out everything that you like. I want the 50 Shades of Grey. I want to know everything. Most men don't. He's just like, hey, give me my 30 minutes and let me go to sleep. And I'm just saying, okay. There are other fellas out there that when sex is a game, he can take the time to learn all them little naughty things, all the unspeakable stuff, all the raunchy things, the stuff that's in her playlist on her phone. In the chat room, Marcus said, be ready for your stomach to turn. Hey, bruh, please understand, for Mr. Freak McNasty, ain't no such thing as turning your stomach. It's turned out or turned in. It's turned out or turned up. That's it. That's it. He wants to know all that stuff. All the stuff that she is not discussing with you, all the things that you say, oh, I know she ain't into that. And then you find out Young Miami and Cassie and all the rest of them were doing the same stuff. You don't do that for years if you don't like that. They just don't want to tell everybody else that they like that. And there you are sitting at the house and you think that if you have a square, naive chick that makes you safe. Okay, if she's not very sexually experienced, I'm safe. It's like, bruh, she's there to let you think that. So, by the way, yeah, fellas, there are questions about those aspects of her life. If you haven't done a thorough investigation and asked about all those things and found out about that and made sure, hey, what is it you really like and what makes the toes crinkle and leave no stone unturned, okay. Please understand. There's fellas out there who know, hey, that's the first thing you check on. Don't worry about me. Whatever it is she wants, you make sure that anything she's thinking of, you're down with it. And those tend to be untouched areas. So keep that in mind. There's a reason why these chicks go for fellas like that, because he'll do anything. He'll do anything. And a lot of guys don't want to hear that either, because they want to hear it's going to be easy. They want to hear she doesn't want anything there. Oh, she's perfectly fine with it. And then next thing you know, she's off with the diddler. Or somebody like him. And there's a ton of them. And when that happens, I mean, a lot of fellas here, and now the manosphere is spreading it around when I said that there are no nice girls. They don't really understand the ramifications of that. The real problem is that they don't actually understand or comprehend the ramifications of that statement. When you say that there are no good girls, I didn't say there are no nice ones. When you say there are no good ones, when you sit up and say you want a freak in the sheets, fellas, freaks don't stay in the sheets.
And deal with it, nigga.
Hello. I don't know who's been lying to you all this time. I'm sorry, you've been lying to yourself. Freaks don't stay in the sheets. Females do not want to be freaks at home behind closed doors. They want to be renegades on the dance floor. In case you didn't notice. If your chick wants to explore her freak, she doesn't want to do that behind closed doors. That's not what she wants. She wants a balcony in Paris somewhere. She wants a dance floor somewhere. She does not want to do that behind closed doors. That's not what she wants. It's, okay, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to move on. It's not men who talk about waking the neighbors.
Damn!
What? Auntie, chill!
I'm going to say that and then I'm going to move on. By the way, hey, fellas, have you noticed men don't go around laughing and celebrating and talking about waking the neighbors? Men are not like that. Men don't like to advertise. Men are security conscious. Men don't want folk knowing their business. Men don't want to advertise. Men don't want to blow their cover. You notice it's not men who talk about waking neighbors. Men don't do that. Men don't see that as a plus or an enhancement. It's the women who get a thrill out of that, not men. In the chat room, he said she like to leave the curtains open. And I'm like, and you think she's not on videos? She's not on the MP4 somewhere? Damn! Hey, fellas, she wants to be on the balcony. She wants to wake the neighbors. She wants the curtains open and the lights on. And you think she's not on somebody's SIM card somewhere? You think that's just the chicks who hang out with Diddy? Okay. All right. In the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a bunch of fellas with their heads hanging low and their lips poked out. They'll come slithering back through later. They'll try to act like they didn't hear it. Jaden, you know you was right, man. These hoes ain't real, man. Had to finally break up with one there. Finally break up me ass. Finally break up me ass. Speaking of which, it would not be a full program here if I did not mention, by the way, it would not be a full program here if I did not mention that, by the way. Oh, yes, I'm going to say it. Eventually, I'm going to do a much longer program about this. Eventually, I will. I'm not going to do it right now. Not going to do it right now, but eventually I'm going to have a much longer program about this. And we're going to go back over all the business and go traveling through all the crates. We're going to do that. I know that most of you would be aware of this already, but I would not be doing my due diligence if I did not talk about that. Did I call it, or did I call it?
Damn!
Yeah, for all the fruit booty mama's boys out there who were hoping I wasn't gonna say it. I know you're mad. I know you're upset. I know it. Did I call it, or did I call it? Years ago, I told you it was over after Seattle. I told you wasn't gonna be no comeback. I told you that the reason for it isn't, see, a bunch of these cowards in here are liars. Talking about, well, Russell did good for being 5'10". His height is not the problem. He was in great health. He's younger than Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. And he won a Super Bowl at 5'10". So that's not new. In the middle of the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers era, he won a Super Bowl. So he won a Super Bowl next to Aaron Rodgers and, was it Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady? You cowards weren't making up those lies then. That wasn't your excuse when he was winning. When he was winning, you weren't throwing out these excuses then. Now all of a sudden, everything panned out the way I said it. Now here come the cowards and the liars with their excuses. You can't say he's in bad health. Talking about he's 37. He's younger than Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, and he's in better health than both of them. What's the damn excuse for the last 5 years of losing across 3 separate teams? I'm sorry, 4 teams now. Well, 3 teams. Technically 4, to be totally honest. What's your excuse now? Because you just don't want to tell the truth. That this is what happens when a man loses his focus. He was so worried about finally not being awkward Russell that he was so determined to get Ciara that became the purpose of his life. So football was no longer his purpose and his focus. getting his hands on her was. And once he had achieved his focus, he didn't care about football anymore like that. And that's what happened. And you see this happen to football players all the time. But for those of you who are Ciara ass kissers, you didn't want to have to accept that, because now you'd have to tie that whole story together. And that's the part you didn't really want to have to accept. That this is what it was really about. And I told you he's not going to make a comeback because his focus and goal is on being Ciara's groupie husband, not actually on winning. Now, she got with him because she thought he would stay focused on winning and she would reap all the social benefits of being with a winner. Now that he's only 37 and it's already over, people, did Ciara marry Russell Wilson thinking that she was going to get a CBS News analyst?
Nigga, please.
How many of you think that Ciara married Russell Wilson thinking that she was going to get a CBS sports analyst? That's what she was signing up for? How many of you are actually going to pivot your lie now? And I want you all to follow these people who just go on, and every time they get proven wrong, they just keep lying. There's folks in the comment section on the last two posts I put up. They're continuing to maintain this and say that's perfectly fine. He'll be great as a correspondent. He's already made as much money at football. Okay, but you're not a competitor at that desk. And there's still there's a few of them still dead and just hanging in there talking about, oh, he'll be fine as an analyst. He'll be fine as a sports commentator. And did you all notice, I told you all last year, I said it's over. The league is done with him. He didn't retire from the NFL. The NFL retired him. No, what he saw was that this offseason, he didn't get a single phone call. Do you all realize that? The fact that this happened this week, all my football folk know June 1st. All my football people know June 1st. June 1st is D-Day. Myles Garrett and the others. June 1st is D-Day. Everybody got to make their decisions. And what this tells you is that nobody called Russell. There was zero interest in this offseason in Russell Wilson from anybody. And he realized it's over. He's going to be a third stringer, but he will not be playing he will not be quarterback anymore, which is what I told you all. And so he's doing what he always does. He whines, he's throwing a tantrum, and he wants to run to CBS. I wonder if he's going to be just as boring at CBS as he was on the football field. So to all the folks out there who were hoping for the last 5 years that Russell Wilson and Ciara were going to prove me wrong and that he was going to redeem her social credibility, yeah, it went exactly the way I told you. And now she's married to a sports analyst. I wonder if she's going to do the Diana Rossini. Damn! Okay. Because now Russell's going to be at the house a lot more, and he's not an old man. He's going to be at the house a lot more. He's going to be rubbing on her legs all the damn time. She's not going to be able to get away from him. I wonder how that's going to go now. Or is she going to be on the road more now? Wonder if she's going to be on the road more now. Okay. So if I'm right for 5 straight years, that's still being a hater. Even if I'm correct, that's still being a hater? Huh? Is it still being a hater when you're correct 5 years later that the events played out exactly the way you said it would? Are you still a hater then? So I hated him into retirement. Is Is that what you're going to say now? He was doing fine. You hated him till he retired. Okay. He was doing good till you was hating on him. Really, that's the way it works? So if you don't like a team, all y'all hating on teams you don't like, that doesn't stop them, but me hating on one guy that does? Okay. Let's go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom again. Let me get Mike up here on Zoom one time. Let me get Mike. All right, Mike, unmute yourself. Microphone, lower left corner.
You hear me?
All right, what's on your mind?
Man, you was talking tonight to these fellas, man. I think it's a hard pill to swallow, man, that these guys, they get these girls and then they find out about their past. And then on one end, they're mad because they find out about the female. And then on the other end, they're mad because the things she used to do for another guy, she's not willing to do with them. So,
meanwhile, he's giving her his all.
Yeah. I think that's the main thing. When these guys find out what the female did before him, he's only mad because she won't do it with him, and he's trying to figure out why she did it for the other guy and not him.
It's about respect.
It's about respect.
It's about respect, brother. This got nothing to do with sex. You're telling me no, and I'm paying for houses and your health care and your insurance and taking care of this nigga kids. You're telling me no, but you told him yes. That's got nothing to do with sex anymore. That's about respect. And the man can't live without respect.
So, for the fellas, is that because she doesn't respect him because he didn't do his due diligence in the beginning of the quote unquote letter?
If a man, and I had a conversation with somebody recently about this, and she told me outright, it was just like this. If a man gets with a chick who's morbidly obese, that woman doesn't respect him. She's like, this nigga's just got a fetish. She thinks that you wanting to sleep with her makes you sick. Think about that for a few moments. Well, yes, you wanting to be with me, you must be sick. So women are very, very objective about desirability and things like that. And they have to be. They have to look out for guys who got fetishes or, unhealthy fixations and things. So they have to be very, very sharply honest with themselves. They might not be honest with you, but she has to be honest with herself about that. So she doesn't respect you for that. She doesn't like you for that. She sees you as a weirdo. Just like porn chicks. Porn chicks, do you think that they see the guys who like their stuff? That, oh, you're a cool fella? She's like, oh, no, you're a sicko. You're buying her stuff. And she's like, you're a sicko. So that's exactly where it is for the average guy out here. You get with a chick who's got obvious negatives. She knows what her sexual marketplace value is. She also knows when she's got a guy who thinks he's going to get the low-hanging fruit. She doesn't respect you for that. A woman knows if she's low-hanging fruit, and if that's what you're going for, she's like, okay, I got to get him before he gets me. So she doesn't respect you for that. She's got venom for you for that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Fellas need to... I know that a lot of guys ignore red flags, and they try to, later on in a relationship, they try to bargain, and it doesn't really work. It's crazy, man. And like you said, there's no good girls, man. I experienced that. I went to college. I went to a HBCU, and man, I saw how these girls got ran through, and like you said, you see them now on Facebook, they married, and you're like, man, I wonder if her husband know, or this and that, and fellas need to stop being naive, man. Be straight up from the beginning with the relationship, however you want to play it, because it'll come back to bite you, man.
Well, with two generations of mama's boys by single moms, it's just the naivete scale and the simp scale is just broken right now in that regard. There's just so many of them that they're just getting whatever they can get, man. They're getting whatever they can get, however they can get it. And there's going to be a lot of fellas out here who are going to be making a lot of complaining and crying here in the next 5-10 years. When those final receipts start coming in, when they get cleaned out, when the chicks finish cheating on them, when they finish running back to their baby daddies, when they finish running your pockets through, it's going to be a whole lot of that going on. When a chick is a size 22 or whatever, just understand she knows when you got better options. A woman admires and desires a man who has better options. When she's a damn size 22, she knows this nigga ain't got no better options. So you're thinking that, she should be glad you're there. And she's like, this nigga thinks I should be glad I'm here. He thinks I should be grateful to be with him. So understand, she sees you as predatory. She sees you as calculating and scheming. She doesn't see you as sympathetic. She sees you for what you are. When you go for low-hanging fruit, she's like, this nigga is scheming. He's dirty. He's underhanded. And that's how she regards you. Even if she gets benefit from you, she doesn't forget you're a dirty, underhanded schemer that she gets benefits from.
Yeah. I see it all the time, man. These dudes with these girls overweight women at Walmart, and it's crazy, man. I think a lot of guys think that they get, I guess, with the low hanging fruit, and they think, oh, she'll appreciate what I'm doing for her. They don't realize that she really resents it. She waiting for her opportunity, like you said, to get even. And a lot of guys play themselves, man. They play themselves in the end with the single moms and being the stepdad, and you hear it all the time about them raising these kids, and as soon as she gets stable, she's gone. He's like, I did everything for her.
As soon as the kids get grown, as soon as she gets stable, it usually breaks down like that. Unless something intercedes and she just gets messed up in a bad way and now she just can't leave. Which is what a lot of those fellas count on too. They really count that on over time, she'll eventually just get worn down and her options will go away. And then she'll finally be so worn down that she'll just surrender and just stay put. That's what most of these guys are hoping for. That she'll just get so worn down that eventually she'll just give up on trying to leave. So think of it like a bird in a cage who eventually their wings get too weak for them to fly away. So they're still there, not because they want to be there, because the wings can't really get them away anymore. And so they just kind of resign themselves to their fate. And that's what a lot of these guys are hoping for.
Yeah, man, I see it all the time, man. See it all the time, and sometimes it's like, man, a lot of these guys are in the way, man. They're in the way, and like you said, man, sometimes these chicks don't even do better because these guys out here simping, rewarding negative behavior, and it always bites them in the end, man. It's sad. It's sad how it plays out on both ends for the males and the females. I think more guys just need to be honest with themselves, man. And another thing, like, I want to speak about, like, the thing, like Russell Wilson, a lot of these guys are just not honest with themselves, with like the type of females they choose. And maybe we could speak on it, like a quote unquote square guy. He gets with a, I guess a thought or whatever, and like he can't handle that woman, and he ends up playing himself, man. I think a lot of guys, they chase the quote unquote wrong type of female that they can't even handle, and then they look for sympathy when it blows up in their face.
I mean, look, weakness, the reason why women don't respect weakness is because women know that along with weakness comes malice. The most cruel people you've ever met were weak people. Strong people can afford to tolerate a lot of things. Weak people have to steal. Weak people have to lie. Powerful people don't have to lie to you. They might not be doing your best interest, but they can look you in your face and tell you that it is what it is. I've got nothing to fear from you. So I can just tell you exactly what we're going to do, and you're going to give the program or there'll be consequences. Weak people can't do that. Weak people have to lie. Weak people have to backstab. Weak people have to sneak up on you. Weak people have to betray you. So women watch out for weakness because they understand that weakness is usually a signal or a sign of deeper danger and deeper hazard from this person. A weak person who doesn't have anything, well, it's very easy for him to give up on you too. It's very easy for him to give up, to cut out. There's a number of different things that women learn over time about the weak. And remember, women spend time around a bunch of females. So they see what weaker people do. People who can't change their own oil, people who can't fix their own car, people who can't lift their own refrigerators. Women see how women take advantage of other people on a regular basis. So they become acutely aware of how dangerous weak people can be. You would think that weak people are harmless. Actually, it's the opposite. The jails are full of the weak. Weak people tend to be dangerous. They tend to be vicious. They have nothing to lose, so that's the product of their weakness. Strong people have got something. They got something to lose. They got something to give. They have to be competent. They usually didn't become strong without competence. So, yeah, strong people became strong for a reason. The weak are one of the most dangerous places you can be. And if she's with a weak guy, he'll do anything. He's there with her under false pretenses. He's weak with other women, so he's with you, but he's there under false pretenses. He can't do any better. The strong guy that you were with, he could do better than you. So he didn't have to lie to you. He told you, hey, this is what the deal is. Take it or leave it. The weak fella, he can't do any better, but he has no problem looking in your face and lying to you about why he's there or what he really wants. And every day with him is like that. Every day. So, no, far from being harmless, weak people are not harmless. Weak people are usually the most dangerous people in the room. I'll let you have the last word.
All right, man. Brothers, you gotta stay vigilant, man. When you deal with females, just be honest up front and do your due diligence.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Well, before you can be honest with females, you have to be honest with yourself. And honesty is expensive. Honesty is not cheap. Honesty is not free. Before you can be honest with women, you have to be honest with yourself. It is not cheap to be honest. It is not cheap to be totally candid. It is not cheap to come to grips with where you really are. That ain't cheap. You see, when you're weak and you find out just exactly how weak you are, it's gonna cost you. Once you have to settle with yourself about how weak you really are, that's not a free ride. That's gonna cost you. Because now if you approach other people, if you talk to them, you know how bad your situation really is. So now you know how they see you. Before you have to actually settle with yourself and come to grips with how bad you are, you don't really have to accept that. Once you're honest with yourself, now you have to accept how down bad you really are, how other folks really see you, how undesirable you really are, how weak your situation really is. And you can already anticipate the response that you will, or shall I say, will not get. Honesty is not cheap. Honesty is one of the most expensive things you can have. The truth is essential, but truth ain't cheap. It's not free. When you start talking about you want the truth, get ready for a big bill. Particularly if you're in a bad situation. You can get the truth, but the bill's going to be heavy. And most men cannot afford to carry that bill. They can't afford to hear the truth about where they're really at. They can't afford to hear the real truth about what they really got in bed next to them, nor do they want to know. A man cannot live without respect. A man cannot live without respect, and there are few things more disrespectful than knowing that your chick is out there in 4K, because I promise you the guy who got the footage is not like you, and she didn't require nearly as much from him as she's required from you. And he's got a memento. He's got a memento of who your woman really is and what she really like and what she really does. He's got a memento and you got the bill. Hey, everybody got to get in where they fit in. You know what really happens? Eventually, these women get old, and as they get older, eventually they start telling the truth on themselves. The problem is that by the time they get older, most people don't want to hear a damn thing they got to say. Well, you can go talk to some of these old women. They'll talk about their damn sex habits when they get older, how they got messed up in the game and whatnot. When niggas ain't calling no more, she's too old. The only fellas want to talk to her in their 80s when it comes down to that, then they'll start letting the real thing out, and then you start finding out, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. But yeah, fellas, tell yourself it ain't your chick. Tell yourself that your chick ain't had the freak off. Tell yourself that there aren't videos of your chick floating around. Tell yourself that. And keep telling yourself that. And keep telling yourself that it'll never come to light. Keep telling yourself that. And don't think these folks are going to keep that from occurring, because understand something here. If these fellas just want to check you, imagine being in a situation where niggas can just check you. You can't talk no trash. That fella's got a damn whole trump card for you for the rest of your life. How the hell are you the man like that? The truth is expensive. I want to thank everyone who's contributed to support tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out to Wesley. Thank you very much for your support here tonight, brother. To Jason C7993, my man Logic for Emotion, Arthur, Ianto, Inspirational Truth, Sir Shy, Mogul Maze, everybody else out here. Big Tux Crypto. I think I got that right. Phil Tux Crypto, I will thank you very much for your support here as well. If you are new here to the business, welcome to the program that all your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. So click that subscribe button and that notification bell. Join us each and every time that we're here. If you haven't been to our Patreon, the link is in the description. We do it every Saturday, 12 noon Central Time. You are more than welcome to go ahead and join us for that. Going to be a busy weekend here, folks. Just warning you in advance, it's going to be a busy weekend. So be ready for that. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's program. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business will handle you.